Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Michael Petrow, and joining me on the show this week, you've got Martin Navarro, Jimmy Skinner, and Charles Fernandes, and we are mass debating award shows. We start off the episode at the top of the hour with our weekly watch list. You've got Hit Monkey, Peacemaker. Charles is playing the video game Uncharted again just to get ready for the film release, and I give you the craziness on Ozarks. I don't think I did my best Julia Garner impression, but let's just save that for another day. Yeah, you're all nodding your head. Yes. So that's what we watched this week, and not limited to, obviously. We can go on a tangent or four. And then we debate award shows with the last few odd years of award shows sucking and making bad decisions and just overall being awkward. We decided what kind of award show would we want to watch? Is it dedicated to a specific genre? Is there a department of a film production that you would like to see have their heyday on screen and celebrated for all the masses to see? Is it a weekend event like I did? Is it a one night only kind of thing? Whatever you want. You just got to stick to the traditional. Like, you got to have a host, you got to have some awards, you got to have some themes, some celebrations. Maybe, like at the Oscars, they do the moratorium at the end when we celebrate everybody who unfortunately passed away. Is something like that happening? Anyways, I don't want to ruin the show. So that's what's on the show. That's who's on the show. That's what you're going to get to listen to this week, ladies and gentlemen. For you new people, please stick around. Why am I holding this pack of gum? Please stick around at the end of the show. There's a post-credit trailer there on all things Real Debaters, a debater-verse, as we affectionately refer to it as, and no one else does. Maybe you will. That'd be great if you did. It's how to stay in touch, how to get involved, how to support all the traditional podcast shameless plugs that happen at the top of the show. I have decided that this year it will go at the end because, well, if you want to listen to it, you can. You get the choice. You don't have to skip. So that's about it. I will cue the reel. And we hope you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome everyone to the official space section of the charter.
What's the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order. I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Real Debaters production. I am Michael Petrow.
I'm Charles Fernandes.
And put the cube in my chest, Sam.
Willem? Oh, no, that's Optimus.
That's Optimus Prime.
Oh, he did ask me to come up with one for him before, and I completely forgot. That's
Put the cube in my chest. I forget the other lines from the movie.
I am Optimus Prime.
Make out on Bumblebee's back.
And in Vancouver.
I am Megan Fox's toe thumbs.
Oh, okay.
She's still sexy though, even with those toe thumbs.
That's real, eh?
I couldn't watch the second one without noticing the toe thumbs.
Yeah.
That's all I thought about. It ruined the whole movie for me.
I think it works, Martin. because
Transform those thumbs out, baby.
I think MGK might have toe face, so I think she doesn't even mind.
That's Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, who did I say? I said MGK. Yeah, I said the
MGK.
acronym.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
making sure I was hip enough to understand.
Oh, right.
the
That is who
acronym.
that is.
Gun,
Yeah.
Right.
He's doing the NHL All-Star Game this year.
What?
Yeah,
Like
that's,
announcing it, or
usually they get Nickelback, so this is actually a bit different. Still white, but they're trying.
At least Nickelback's always been associated with rock, I guess. What the hell?
That's what it is?
I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When they used to do the Monday Night Raw
They've won
intro,
Junos, Michael.
No fear, no doubt.
yeah, like that would, yeah,
I still,
Like, fuck.
that would make me
I
get
still
amped for
think
wrestling.
of my all-time favorite will always be fucking Spider-Man.
Oh God,
What the hell was
God.
that? Yeah, right.
And they say that
a
hero can save us. It's not gonna.
Who the hell was like Spider-Man? Yeah.
I always confuse
okay,
that with
how about-
My Hero by the Foo Fighters. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought
yeah, same.
I thought Dave Grohl was singing about Spider-Man.
No, but you know who did?
He is.
Dashboard Confessional also got a crack at it too.
No way.
They got the third
oh,
one. I
yeah,
think.
you're right. Vindicated.
Yeah.
Oh, it just makes me want to blow my brains out. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that was super.
Remember when Spider-Man was cool?
Remember when? I just remember when he was emo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like when
they
he had all the
really-
feels. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for you this week because we know you've been calling, and we've got another debate for you. This is the best award show debate. This was, whose was this? Do we remember?
I think this just came out of the ether.
This did come. Yeah, this
did.
came out of the chat room, and I think because it's award season right now as we record this, that it only makes sense to kind of touch on.
And nobody would know it's like award season if
We
nobody was
almost
reminded.
Yeah, really, it's gone so.
we almost tweeted out just this whole episode. We weren't even going to do it
Yeah.
today. We were just going to tweet it live.
It could be fit into 280 characters. That's how amazing this is today for you guys.
We hate awards.
Yeah. Hashtag
Done.
hashtag family. And so,
Vin Diesel. Hashtag Vin Diesel. Hashtag family.
that's how you trend. You trend on family. So we're gonna come up with our own take on what should be recognized in an award season, isn't recognized, how to maybe change the awards, like whatever, right? We all know someone's gonna misunderstand the fucking rules that
I think it might be me this week.
That's who we expect, sir. It's totally fine. At this point, I'm sure there's a fan base out there for Jimmy who's like, please fuck it up, because I enjoy it that much more.
Excellent. Good. Yeah.
So without any more chatter, let's get into what you watched this week. I'll go first on this one.
So, what did you watch this week?
Oh, thanks for asking. Ozark.
Oh.
I've gone down a dark rabbit hole of cartel life.
I just have to say, please, no spoilers.
I'm
only on
it's
season
very
Yeah,
yes.
I'm caught up.
Totally.
So, yeah, but no spoilers. Jimmy, look at my eyes.
He means it. He fucking means it. If you could see his eyes on
I'm
you.
waiting in anticipation to see what Mike says about Ozark.
Let's go back. One more cut to the eyes. You got to say something because otherwise Sue won't do it.
Something. What is Mike going to say about Ozark? Did you like it? Did you not like
That's
it?
great.
It looks like he's been using the product.
I think you got to clip that.
Caller number 1, you're in the tub with Martin. What are you doing right now?
I think this is. I you can see that they're going to start wrapping it up. Right, there has to be an accumulation of this, but I think they've all realized that Breaking Bad wasn't dark enough. So
Oh my God.
let's make it. Let's revisit the family drug business story, and it's nuts. I mean,
so they say Breaking Bad, hold my beer, basically?
kind of, yeah.
Jesus.
They're like, let me show you what's up, and it's saddening that what's his face didn't get. I don't think he directed. Maybe he did direct.
Let's
too.
say this. It's like Breaking Bad was regular size condoms, and then this one's like magnum size condoms.
Well,
Yeah.
I will
Fill
say
way more heroin in these condoms.
one of my favorite all-time pilot episodes is Breaking Bad.
Yes.
And Ozark's
Oh.
pilot episode took that one and said, no, we'll give you a pilot episode.
One second, and let's throw a
Yeah.
lawyer out of a building.
Because Ozark was, that was one of the craziest pilot episodes I've ever seen for a show.
It made me jump.
It's firing
straight up.
on all cylinders.
made me jump.
It you really do love watching the calamity that that Marty and Marty, what's her name? Laura Linney's character. Somebody help me.
Wendy,
Wendy, thank you. Marty and Wendy are going.
darling.
They just really do. They've got that positive state of mind where they're like, we can get through this, and it's like the deeper they go, it's fun to watch them crumble while at the same time kicking ass. Like
Yeah.
they're now in the world of the cartel, like they're on the other side of the globe, literally, and they're being groomed. It seems. I don't want to ruin anything, but one might say that they're being groomed to take over a family business.
Like in the nice dog way?
No,
Okay.
in a
Yeah, in the bad-
in a
the
like
not good way.
you're either gonna run drugs for us or we're gonna kill you.
Right,
Like
yeah.
you're
I mean, when you're that deep in it, that's generally how your life is. Like,
Yeah.
There's no getting out. It's like mafia.
There's
Like,
no
you're
nice
in it.
haircut.
pretty much. There's no nice heroin dealers.
Right.
The trouble back home between Darlene. Darlene's the older lady. What's Martin? Help me out here. Curly haired Sue. Ruth. Thank you, Ruth.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say
Who's my
Rose.
favorite character?
Ruth is
Ruth.
she's amazing.
Ruth don't take no shit.
What
No.
else is she in?
I think this is like her first real
Vanity
big.
Fair?
I swear I've
Thing.
seen her in other things. I swear.
I
She's been
heard
in a lot of
she's-
magazine covers.
Yeah,
rumor-
you're right. You're right,
Okay.
Martin.
Rumor is Madonna is favoring her to play her in a biopic about
I can see
early
the look.
Madonna.
Ooh.
I know, and when I heard that, I was like, she exactly. She already looks the part to me.
Yeah.
Like young Madonna.
The
Yeah, I
young
see
pale
it.
white skin
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, no,
And she can act. Like we know she can act. So
No.
Shout out to Ruth's ears, the hottest ears in the game.
The hottest ears.
The hottest
her
ears
ear
in the
game's
game.
strong.
Wow, Martin.
We're building a weird science woman. We got Penelope Cruz ankles. We got Ruth's ears. We're starting here.
This is a very weird science episode.
No.
Yeah.
Starting at very weird parts of the body.
Sorry, back to Ozark.
Back to
Yeah.
Ozark.
Okay, is it actually shot in the Ozarks? Because I thought I saw somewhere that it was shot in Atlanta. Or
I
is
think it's
Atlanta the Ozarks? Am I an idiot?
No.
It's in
no.
Missouri.
I'm sorry, Americans.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know where it's shot. Tell you the truth, but it would make more sense to shoot in Atlanta because Atlanta's got incredibly insane tax credits.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Like
They're
Netflix
film
has,
everything.
Yeah, they bring it.
come.
They love
Which
it.
is why that
In
huge when they
Georgia.
went so stupid on the abortion laws, everybody was like, "I'm not filming our
We
next
can't
Marvel
film that.
project."
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, financially, okay, this is a bad idea.
this is very bad. This
Yeah,
is
that's
bad for
right.
like 1 million people.
Just not tell anyone we're filming.
But I heard, is it true? Like, I heard the Ozark was actually being, or maybe this is from the show. Is it from the show that they was being groomed to be like the new Florida or like a Florida of the South?
Oh, no.
Because it was supposed to have like these.
Florida's pretty south.
They were building it to have like these fucking what is it? All inclusives and
Oh yeah,
ideas
well
like that.
the
And they're trying to get money
that area.
into it.
I'm not that far yet. I'm like 4 episodes in, I think, and because like you do one. And then you're like, okay, I need to call my therapist. Like, you just feel rotten. It's rotten.
It's emotionally taxing.
I'm going to go to bed now and not dream about cartels shooting people point blank in the head. And like the menacing aspect of the like the stuff you see in the news about the cartel, that's what's in this show.
Yeah,
like they're
the heads
just
on
like
the side of the road.
the standard the cartel sets to take care of business is death is the most minimum thing you can do to somebody.
Yes.
It's how
No.
you death them is
Yeah.
what they've just reorganized how to deal with employee problems.
And it seems like it's not really like just them killing people. Everything's a message, so it's displayed.
Their pencils don't even
Right.
have erasers. They use those little stubby golf pencils.
yeah.
They don't make mistakes.
Permanent. Once you write, it's permanent.
That's right.
Yeah, no, no dry erase.
There's no dry erase here. They do the crossword in pen.
Ruth, the girl who plays Ruth, the girl who plays Darlene, like everybody in this, they're still carrying on from last. Like, what have you seen so far, Charles?
I'm like 2 episodes into season 2.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm pretty early. I know it gets way more.
I will
insane.
avoid saying this just for your sake.
Appreciate that.
But it the characters that you're getting to know, everybody's chasing the same rabbit hole, trying to get to the bottom first to find out if they're going to win. And you've got these
Like The
intersecting.
Amazing Race.
Yeah, it's very similar actually. You put them next to each
This
other.
is way more realistic, though.
Yeah, this one has bigger stakes. This
Right.
one has them out of their element. They've been in
There's
control.
no erasing in the game of life, Charles.
Yeah,
That's very true.
yeah. No, he's
That's
right.
very true.
This one has Marty and Wendy up with their backs up against the wall.
Yeah.
So, Martin, anything to add to that?
No, they're pretty much. Well, their backs are always against the wall, the entire series. It's just I find that the birds are really funny where they're like magicians. They show you an empty hat, like how's he gonna pull a rabbit out of there? And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, he pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah. No, it is. They've always got an out. Like they should go on the road and play poker because they've got so many fucking outs. Just like Walter White did, right? Like Walter White thought his way out of every problem. This is a money manager and a political campaign
That's
strategist.
Ozark
like,
season 5. Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
on the
great.
boat on the boat
On
that they own.
ESPN, the Ocho.
The ocean.
The Ocho. Oh my god, I haven't heard that in years.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Out of 10, I would. Final thoughts on this? Out of 10,
Yeah. Out of 10, heads on the side of the road.
10 cartel chopped off heads on the side of the road,
Yes.
all placed nicely in a row.
Yes.
10 barrels of acid.
10 barrels, 10 body removing barrels of acid.
Right
I
side.
would give this one. Right now, I'm at a 7.
Okay.
I'm at a 7. Like
okay.
it's not reinventing crime TV by any means. It's doing more on stories we've already seen, but the acting is really good. So that might carry it the rest of the way because I can kind of already see where it's going.
Right.
But
Sharks.
yeah, shucks. Right. Either way, like it's fucking good. Just don't watch it like 10:30 at night. Like you'll be up to
Well,
1 in the morning.
I'm rewatching Friends at the same time, so I always make sure to break in between episodes with like, what's Joey up
Pivot!
to?
Pivot!
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And then back to
So-
Marty and Wendy.
And then
for-
being like, yeah, now I can cry and feel like shit again.
Yeah. Sometimes you just watch an episode of Friends and you're like, I need a break.
Let's
Too
see what the
much.
cartel's up to.
too much.
Need a break from that
Oh.
reality.
Martin, what are you watching?
There's a lot, but I just started this and I'm I think I'm 5 episodes in. This new show on Disney Stars called Hit Monkey.
Oh, is that
Interesting.
the
I
Marvel show?
don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but I'll say this: it like the premise. It doesn't give away any story, but there's a monkey in Japan that goes on a revenge spree, and somehow a
I've heard this
hitman is
story.
involved, and the hitman is voiced by Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, man, I read about this. It looks so
It's Marvel.
cool.
It's Marvel.
It is, and he's like in a suit and shit. He's like a hitman, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I won't
man.
say how he's involved. And George Takei is in it because it's
Oh,
Japan,
that's
so you got to have him
wicked.
voicing.
Yeah, I read about this, and I heard it's just so.
I saw
heard it's wicked.
I saw the tile for it on the streaming site. The animation looks really cool.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis and George Takei.
Very violent and hilarious.
That's
I
great.
just gotta say that.
Bloody?
wicked.
Like what kind of like
Oh,
like ninja
it's
scroll
gory, very
violence
gory.
here?
Very gory.
Oh, I love it.
We are getting heavily desensitized.
Like,
Well,
he
like
it's basically
Castlevania
like a
is.
monkey goes a John Wick in Japan.
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean?
I'm in.
that's
What kind of-
It was
awesome.
John Wick in Japan. Like he
Is-
goes on a revenge rampage.
That's
spree.
great.
Do we know the
It's
breed
John
of
Wick
monkey?
in Japan.
It's a chimp.
I don't know. It's like a white snowy monkey in the mountains. I
Like,
don't
is it
know,
a
Japan,
lemur?
I can't
Is it
remember what the monkey's
a
called, but
is it a
That's
it looks like
fire?
it's like a white baboon, like a white skinned.
And the
Or there's a-
animation style is very much like a graphic novel, eh? Like it's like
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Remind me a lot of Invincible kind of animation style.
Very cool. Well, I love it. I love that now, a lot of studios were always buying up comic book properties and being like, how do we live action this? But I love
Yeah.
that they're embracing a lot of animation because something like that,
It's got to be easier.
I feel like they don't have as many limitations with the studio because it's animation. They're not going to try and censor it as much because it's that whole
It's
idea of it's a cartoon, right? Whereas if it's live action, there is still that thing where the studio has to really approve it more and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, like Invincible, I'm very interested to see that being live action. So I don't know
Dang
how
studios,
they will get
man.
away with something like people from a train going through
This is
and
Going
just
through the
explode, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued to see if
Okay.
they'll do that. But
this hit. I'm looking at this shit right now. Like it it's crazy. Like I want to watch this.
what a great concept!
But like it's Marvel.
awesome.
That's what's just so
It
mind
is, eh?
blowing to me. Like it's
They don't-
Marvel.
It's got to
doesn't
be
do
new
violent.
Marvel though. Like this isn't
It's-
something
yeah,
from
no,
like
this is
20
not-
years ago,
this is
right?
not
This is
50-year-old
new.
Marvel.
Yeah,
This
this is
is-
new Marvel.
yeah.
Cool.
But like he's crossed over with Deadpool.
They do
Oh, cool.
violence now.
Yeah, no, they really amped that shit up.
Wow.
But the
Blood.
animation looks great. I think it's like a gibbon. No, it's not a gibbon. It's the pink butt baboon, I think, because he's wearing pants. So they obviously don't want to show.
Well,
the-
he's not pink. It's like it's a bare butt. It's like it's the same color as his face. It's not like
no, but
baboon
I'm.
you see in
He's
the
not
pictures.
Rafiki.
My
Sabenya.
That's
Listen,
great.
My ass totally different color than the rest of me.
It's great.
How many?
Is it purple?
I'll let you find out in your own time.
Okay.
It's tan.
Okay.
Hey, Martin, you want to
Well,
go to
call in for the jazz hour with Martin, and you'll join me in the tub. And we can find out then.
That's great.
me and Martin at the Y sauna?
Guys, you got to go. Your
Jimmy,
time's
there's
up.
no radio here. What are you? We're just talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Are you into the tub too?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
2 guys, 1 tub. Oh yeah.
It's an ice bath.
Great.
This show has so many offshoots. How many angry poop flying monkeys out of 10 do you give it?
I'd probably give it
Flinging.
a high 8.
Ooh.
Not a 9,
it.
not quite a 9 yet, but I'm only, like I said, I'm only halfway through, so I'd give it an 8 for
Love
now.
it.
I mean, if you could send a monkey out to do a hitman's job, you would, I imagine, right? Like,
Just saying, Jason Sudeikis is hilarious in it.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He
yeah.
he used to do the voice of this character called I used to watch a show called Son of Zorn.
Fuck
And
yeah.
he
Oh,
voiced-
Son of Zorn is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Why did
So
they
I'm happy to
cancel
hear
that?
that he's continuing. Like I like that he's still doing voice work because he was so great as that character.
his
so.
cadence for his delivery on comedy, like he just knows
Yeah.
timing, so it works with whatever. Like if you want to write a smart ass character,
Yeah.
just let Sudeikis
Yeah.
voice it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Charles, what about you? What did you consume this week on the telly?
So what I'll do is with the Uncharted movie coming out next month, I was like, you know what? Why I've played the series 1,000 times. I was like, whatever, an excuse to replay something. So I replayed the Uncharted series.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's the way you get to watch what you're gonna watch.
Yeah, well, like
Yeah.
No, I dig that.
For instance, like the trailer has a sequence where he's like, there's these giant crates falling out of a plane and he's climbing up them.
That's what everybody's talking
a
about.
level right out of one of the games.
Yes.
So when I was playing it, I got Claudia in the room and I was like, check this out. And replaying it, I'm like, wow, they're even shooting it the way that you see it in the game. So I'm like,
Ooh.
this is getting exciting. Like, it's cool. Like, I think they're
They
going
might do
for
this
it.
right.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to go for it, which is cool. And Tom Holland's talking about how that's one of the hardest action sequences he's ever filmed in his career, like on top of Spider-Man. So I'm like, wow, okay, cool.
Now, listen, Naughty Dog, give us a live-action Crash Bandicoot movie.
Oh my God, hey, that would be
Then I'll be happy.
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
No, I'm excited
Voiced
for this
and
one.
played by Eartha Kitt.
As Crash Bandicoot.
What's the game like over again now that you've got something to look forward to watch?
So yeah,
Is it making the game more interesting?
Yeah, you know, it's neat is like it's definitely making me like replaying the game and just looking at the trailer. I am impressed with how ambitious Sony is being with adapting it. Like, he looks like Nathan Drake, he even wears the same stuff.
He's wearing Nathan Drake's underwear. we made that in a game. How
They
does
show
he have
one.
it?
They show one quick sequence where he's like hopping, or like the way he's kind of jumping. It's very much how you play the game and how they shoot. Like, they're very cool with the game where when you're doing a sequence of, say, going across a wall and climbing, the camera will pan out and show the scale of what he's doing and how high up and stuff. And I kind of get that feel from this
The trailer,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
With that said, are you going to be upset if they take liberties with the story and take it outside of the game, or do you want it to be all within what you know and what fans know of playing the game?
Me personally, the way that I look at video game adaptations is I'm like, I want them to stay true to the source material and really make it for the fans, but I think the movies should explore something new so that it gives reason to play the games as well as watch the movies.
And maybe put it into the next game
Totally.
that, like, your storyline started with the video game over the years, then jumps to the screen, but then the screen creates a new story, and then the video game takes it the rest of the way. Like,
Yeah.
that's not, like, that happens, but that's not something,
Well,
Sony would do.
Well, and what's interesting is, like, one of the biggest differences is Nathan's age. Nathan's very young in this. In the games,
Okay.
he's, like, in his late 30s. Like, I'd say the first game, he's, like, 30, like, in his early 30s by the last game.
Oh, so he's like a little, Tom Holland's a little pup.
So, right. So they're doing young, like, and that's
Puppy Holland.
But what's neat is one of the games does explore his early years and
Okay.
whatnot, and how the character of Sully. So that's one thing I'm
that
not
Mark
the biggest
Wahlberg?
fan. I am not a fan of the casting of Mark Wahlberg. But what's interesting is this movie was a nightmare to get made, and originally Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake.
Crazy.
So, well, the first version of this film was what's his face, the guy who did American Hustle. And David O. Russell,
David O.
Russell, and Mark Wahlberg. Where I'm not even kidding you, like maybe 10 years ago, that was who originally was going to do this movie.
God damn.
So it's interesting that Mark Wahlberg is still involved after all this time. I like that he's not playing Nathan Drake. I wouldn't pick him for Sully, but it's all about the way the two are together. Because what I love about the two characters in the game is their relationship together is awesome. And I can see Mark Wahlberg having that with a younger kind of kid like Tom Holland.
What do you hope to give Uncharted? Final thought. What do you hope it's out of 10?
Oh, God.
Like, do you hope for a perfect landing, or do you...
I mean, I always would love to. I'm hoping, honestly, at this point, after getting like something like Mortal Kombat and other, really
just
good...
well received.
Yeah, I'd say at least an 8. I'm
Okay.
hoping for at least an 8.
Okay,
Like, give
that's
me that.
realistic, yeah.
But at least like make it watchable. Like, if I can rewatch and enjoy it, done good. And like Antonio Banderas, love him.
Yeah.
So down.
Yeah.
Right? He's playing a
I
bad
am
guy.
a treasure hunter, too.
That's great. And he is a good bad. The character that I think he's playing, or that
He's
he's
gonna be a
based
good
on from the
baddie?
game, very good.
Good baddie?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's great. He's great.
I dig it.
Good baddie.
Jimmy?
Bad goody.
Jimmy? Governor?
Yes.
What'd you watch this week?
Okay. I don't know, man. There's been so many different things. Like we were talking before the show, that Disney Plus just added a bunch of stuff, and it's like every time I think I'm gonna get out of Disney Plus and that they're slacking, they finally just, here's a bunch of stuff, leave us alone for a while, don't ask for anything. And I'm okay with that because they give you so much at once. Like they dropped Atlanta. I'm gonna check. Yeah, gotta check that out.
When did Atlanta come out, Jimmy?
Just like
Within
2
the-
days ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta catch
Dude,
it
they
for the
did a
latest season. That's
serious
the only one I
dump
was-
in like the last 5
I
days,
know.
and it was quiet. Like
Yeah.
they didn't announce it or anything. They
Why
just did a
would they?
dump. Yeah, right. Like why
'cause
let us know?
everybody-
Well,
No.
Legion's on there now, eh? Two
Yep.
Legion's
Yeah,
on there.
yeah. I
This is
started
what I'm
watching
saying.
it.
This
Yeah.
is exactly what I'm talking about. I started watching Dave Lil Dicky's show. I checked that out. But the thing I'm going to talk about today isn't even on Disney Plus. It's on Crave. I've been watching Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy.
Nice.
There he is.
I am
Nice.
100% caught up. I love that they're doing an episode a week because then I'd be done it by now if
Yeah.
they didn't do that. And
Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying waiting and wondering what's going to happen. But it's straight up just the movie taken and made into a show. And it's so, oh my God. Like, I don't want to spoil it at all because it's still fresh. But
Welcome to the tub, Jimmy.
welcome in the tub. Man, it's just John Cena brings it again.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he's able to do this kind of stuff, I think. Like, he's just taken full liberties. Like, I don't think WWE cares what he does anymore. They just can't control him.
No,
He's just like, I'm going to
yeah,
do
he's
this.
out of the, he's out of
I
the
think he's
box.
in rock
Little-
status, but if he
Yeah,
ever wants to go back, they'll
exactly.
be like, hey, cool, we'll do a
Please come back,
WrestleMania
yeah.
for you.
Exactly.
Little
That's
fun tidbit,
exactly where he
Jimmy.
is.
What was that, Martin?
Filmed in Vancouver.
Oh, dope.
By God.
My friend, her boss, works out at the same gym in Vancouver that Cena works out at.
Cool. He
That's
just lifts the
awesome.
machines.
Yeah.
He doesn't even.
With people on them working
Yeah.
out.
It's like, I'm actually using this. Oh, don't worry. I won't interrupt. And he just,
Martin, can you say that one more time so I can remember to Google what gym that is
He's
later?
a very nice boy.
Yeah, no, I've heard nothing but good things. We were talking before. I started the episode.
How awesome is that intro?
That intro is
And even his explanation for it is so
Right.
good. He doesn't want people to just skip an
and
intro.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
never
know you
skip
don't.
it because it's
You
just
don't.
so
And their
fun and
their
funny to
commitment.
watch.
They're
yeah.
so fucking serious about it. I
it's-
love it.
I hear it evolves like each episode.
does.
Like
It does.
They add more to it, so
Yes.
that you're invested.
So
in
that's
that.
why, like, literally, you don't want to skip it. Like, he made it. He did what he wanted to do.
Well, I was telling Jimmy how it all went down was that they said, "Hey, let's call James Gunn." So they called James Gunn, and James Gunn picks up the phone and they say, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
Like, do you want to do something? And he's like, "Sure." And they're like, "You pick."
See, and like,
And
if
he picked this.
if I were Warner Brothers, honestly, right now, I would be looking at Gunn to kind of be like their Feige, their
Yeah.
Kevin Feige, and be like, what would you want to do with a universe? Like, what would
this
you?
Is exactly why
right?
I'm saying this.
But
is
you know
because-
they're not going to do that.
No, they won't.
Well,
They
Because
won't.
Warner Brothers hates its fans.
No, it's because as soon as they realize that he's smarter than them, which everyone
Hate
is,
their
there's just going to
fans.
be like, okay, we're going to let you film, and then 50 to 60% of what you've done, we'll just come in and change it.
They're too intimidated by
Right?
the Magnum condom. They're too intimidated.
And they're poking holes always,
They
and then they're
just-
wondering why it doesn't work.
Well, it's just see, Warner Brothers is 5 brothers, I believe, 4 or 5 brothers, and they're all still like Ted Warner's one of the brothers, right? Like
yeah,
it's,
right.
It's this family company where like MGM is like I don't think anybody's that related at the top.
Hold on. I thought it was just Wacko, Yakko, and Dot.
Animaniacs.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
I guess. I
Yeah,
guess there's 2
that's-
that are hidden.
Huh.
They're not driving the ship.
I see.
Is
I
it
see.
the consigliere?
Do you need a consigliere?
Oh, that's great.
I'm going to have a good long think about that.
Yeah, you need to go home and answer some questions alone for a minute. And like his vulgarity works, right, Jimmy? Like
Yeah.
his ignorance, his white
It's never
suprem-
too much.
Yeah,
No.
but I think it's interesting because we see a character who's got faults, but they're acceptable faults, and I've heard that his faults are all the things that get you canceled, but he's trying.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that he's as long as our character tries,
Yeah.
we can tolerate.
Like, there's
some-
growth.
Yeah, there's growth,
Yeah.
right? And that's what
You don't, even,
that's-
you don't even have to like them. Like, it's just fun to watch what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's an interesting story, and what they're doing with it is just so out of the
What,
box.
It's
Robert-
a continuation of the Suicide Squad movie,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
is awesome.
Think like
Yeah.
it really is. Like, then they have a lot of the cast from, or at least some of them from the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Like Steve Agee's back as John
Well-
Economist.
And the way that he even explained it is he called Peacemaker like Suicide Squad 1.5, like a point, a half continuation.
So
like,
you think it'll
not a
lead
full
into
movie.
another movie?
I mean, from what I'm hearing is they're basically like what Michael said. Like, they're asking Gunn. Like, I heard that he has another spin-off Suicide Squad show that he's
That's what I
working
heard too. I
on.
read that today.
And
do
right,
you think it
and,
is?
Oh man, I heard one of his favorite characters that he
Is it Polka
did
Dot
was
Man?
I can't remember her name, the Rat Girl,
Ratcatcher, or
Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher 2?
Ratcatcher too.
Yeah.
And the way that they did her whole character
And
arc
Taika.
in the movie was wicked.
They
right.
could give us more Taika.
Totally, they could. Right. So
there's
I mean,
there's this collective idea of
even
thinking,
Idris.
Yep.
Bring Bloodsport back, man,
Yep.
and do
You-
that.
you
Just
can.
please don't lose Harley Quinn as
No, she won't.
Margot Robbie
She-
as Harley Quinn. Let's leave
She's
her
always
there.
gonna
Yeah,
be.
Yeah.
she's
I think
safe.
so, Martin.
Yeah.
They gave her a sequel. They let
Yeah.
her make it, so they know how valuable some characters
Well,
are.
and isn't
but-
it interesting? They gave her own movie, and I would say 1,000% her role in Suicide Squad is way better than that whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh
right?
yes,
Like,
yeah.
It's because too is that
But she works with a team.
well, and what it
she
is
she's-
Gunn did what he does, and her character had purpose. Like there wasn't a point where Harley Quinn was just like, "Oh, right, it's Harley Quinn's movie. She's got to be in."
I'm
this
just gonna
scene,"
Harley Quinn
right?
my way through this.
It was
Harley
just
Quinn.
like, no, this is like, and I mean, everybody, even with the original Suicide Squad, it was a lot of like, Will Smith needs more screen time because it's Will
Yeah.
Smith and blah, blah, blah. This movie, I don't think they had to worry with that as much,
yeah, they did have.
That's why he
they
got-
had an ensemble.
right? And he purposely knew to kill off certain people that you're like, this is someone who's talked about a lot, and I'm going to kill him off anyways. It's fucking hilarious regardless, right? Like, Pete Davidson, I was a little nervous if he was going to have a really
Yeah,
long
me
role.
too.
Because I'm just like, he just plays Pete Davidson. Like, let's be honest here. He's just going to play Pete Davidson. And he
gets
did.
shot in
But
the
then
face.
he gets fucked up, and you're like, awesome. right? Like,
And that's like right where that's the movie's starting.
Yeah.
this is starting.
Yeah.
This is
That
what we're
makes
gonna
me
do.
excited for who else they're gonna bring in. Like,
Yeah.
it makes me want to go back into old comics and be
Well,
like,
and-
what are some stupid villains he could be looking at?
there's a new Suicide Squad video game coming out, and the
Right.
premise
Oh,
is
yeah.
kill the Justice League, and it's the Justice League of Gone Evil, and they bring in the Suicide Squad to take them out because they have the most experience fighting these guys. And I'm like, if anyone could pull off a storyline like that, it's James Gunn. I could
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
totally doing that
Oh.
storyline wicked.
Well,
right?
if they do what I've heard other people talk about, which seems like this great idea, which is okay, if we're not going to throw $250 million at it for the big screen and do that 5 times and invest this much money, how about $50 million on the small screen?
Yeah.
And small 6 to 8 kind of like what Disney's doing.
Yeah.
DC, like give us Bloodsport in 5 episodes. Give us other Suicide characters in 5 episodes. Create this world on your streaming platform that you own, that you have increased I think they were 48% increased in
Yeah.
subscriber rate last
For
year.
sure.
So like you've got this thing, but you're not doing it. Like if it's money, do it smaller because people are raging about Peacemaker.
Well, and again, with money, it's streaming is long-term commitment. Movie
Yeah.
is all at once. That's why it's about opening weekend, opening 2 weeks, not
Yeah.
first 6
48
months.
hours.
6 months doesn't even matter anymore.
No.
Streaming is all about
We're streaming at 6
like-
months.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, right, and like what's interesting is the way I would do it, especially like comic books have laid out basically your recipe. The TV show should be like the comic book issues where you're following these storylines, and
Yeah.
the movies can almost
Yeah.
be like, when Marvel has a Marvel event where it's like
Mm.
Civil War. Or so literally the movies can all be these events because characters are going to show up.
The
from
collection
everything.
of the stories from the shows that go
Right.
back into the movie.
So
and
if
then
you
jump
just
back
watch
onto
the
this.
movies, that's fine. And like when Moon Knight shows up, you could be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then it'd be like, "Well, there's a Disney Plus show if you want to know more." Okay,
like
All right.
like
Boom.
Starship Troopers.
Right.
Would you like to know more?
right there you go. Right,
Right.
like totally, like just at the end, and then it's
Do
like,
you want to serve your country?
and
Would
look
you like
at
to
how
know more?
and look at how streaming is already set up. Right, when you finish one season, especially if there's another, that is suggested immediately or what it links to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you finish
I dig
Black
it.
Widow, Hawkeye is immediately
I'll pay for it.
suggested. Right,
Take my money.
Yeah, it's again, we're kids in a comic book store, so they just need to treat it like that.
That needs to be your catchphrase for 2022.
Man,
You need
that's
to
what-
put it on
I'm
everything.
telling you.
Everything you
It's
sign.
just true.
We're
Yeah.
just kids in a comic book
Kids
store.
in a comic book
CF
store,
ball.
man. Just enjoy
Like,
yourselves.
Yeah, like
have fun.
end with that.
Right?
Sign it. Put it into something.
There you go.
It's your fucking.
There you go.
That's your like. We treat you right. You're Dairy Queen.
The more
right?
you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
Treat you right.
Martin, have you watching Peacemaker? Did you say
Oh, fuck
yeah?
yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
It's awesome.
It's wicked.
It's
awesome.
seriously like
Robert
it,
Patrick's character.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
hilarious. But
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Just give him a brief intro here for people who
Yeah.
haven't seen it, because I don't know much about him, but I've heard Robert Patrick shines.
He's like Peacemaker's, plays Peacemaker's dad,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
yes.
he's like an old white dude. So I don't know what we put 2 and 2 together. What old white dudes are very controversial for.
Oh yeah, like old white dudes who say anything they think of and they don't understand.
Well,
that
and
it
just
can be
knowing how
offensive.
Peacemaker is, now imagine his dad.
Well, yeah, but I understand that his dad trained
Peacemaker's
him.
a little
yeah.
racist. Imagine going back and being like, okay, what made a little racist?
yeah. Yeah.
Racist.
Yeah.
What's a little racist? How far did the apple fall from the racist tree?
Yeah.
what's
Oh,
a Tim
right.
Conway?
Oh,
About 160 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, so all in all, Jimmy, how many?
See,
Pick-
I want to
fast,
give
Jimmy.
this. I want to say like 8.5 helmets out of 10.
Yeah,
I think so.
or how about like 8.5 Underoos? Because I've seen the Underoos.
He does it again.
He does it
He
again.
does it again. I don't want to spoil anything, but he does it again.
It's great.
That
Awesome.
well,
It's
yeah,
a great
I
scene.
saw that tight butt of his when he stands up. And
I don't even know if that can legally be called an ass.
I don't know
I mean?
what that's
It's just
that's
muscle.
yeah. Like it stops being an ass when
His
it's
body actually scares me because if they were to do like another Terminator, that's a way scarier version of a Terminator in my opinion.
All, oh yeah.
Because that means underneath, like each individual muscle, what we see as a muscle underneath, it's like that's a laser, that's a gun, that's a missile,
That's a
this.
piston.
Yeah,
Veins
like
are
right,
in my
like
fingers.
What was that?
You know,
yeah,
his veins are huge.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck when he
Like
he's got
his
the-
arm is
yeah.
as wide as probably my chest. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like
Well, and what Hemsworth is doing for Hogan for the biopic?
Holy
man,
shit.
scary. Well, we're gonna see in Thor because I think he got
What
juiced for
Kumail
Thor.
did for Eternals.
That's right.
But here's
That's
what's
right.
here's what's great about that. And me and Shauna watched the Eternals again together because I was like, this deserves a rewatch because it's very busy in the first
I did that too.
watch. So
Yeah.
I appreciated it a lot more. But I said to her, I
couldn't
was
finish
like,
it.
what was that, dude?
I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, man.
I don't blame you.
I tried to
It's
watch it. I was like,
so boring.
It's a little bit boring.
Oh, dude, it's boring because I don't care about any of those characters. I cared about Kamal, and then he was so disappointing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how much
He
did
bitched
you
out.
how much did you see? Like Kumal got jacked, yes.
yeah.
But
yeah.
how much did you see of what got jacked on screen?
Not very much.
You
Not
saw him
much. That's what I
close.
was
really
waiting
didn't
for. I saw
have
those
to-
Jack pictures on the
Yeah.
Instagram, and I was like, all right, my boy's gonna
His-
get some good shit.
Yeah, it was like his journey and his transformation was way more inspiring and awesome than the role he did it for. But I mean, it's a
he
life
didn't-
thing. Like he's
Yeah.
never gonna just be like, "Fuck these muscles now." You know what I mean?
But at the
like,
same
it's a
time-
great like it's great that that's what it took for him to get into like
They could
probably
come
the
back.
best shape of his life. But you know, I expected more.
Yeah.
It's lame when a hero is like, "I'm out for the last fucking fight." What?
I think that
You have
might
one purpose,
Do
bro.
you think
Yeah.
that might have been a scheduling conflict?
I don't know what-
because that didn't fit his character at all.
I
and
don't
how
know.
did the mind thing still work?
Or was that bullshit where they're like, "You'll in the sequel, we're gonna give you the big arc," but like you
Maybe?
were too confident in that shit. Because from what I hear,
Yeah.
they're not even looking at that property anymore.
No, probably not.
I don't see that getting
To me, the purpose again for that movie was so that they can somewhat like set up Galactus, so people don't
Yeah,
freak out
that's
when
it.
something like Galactus comes. And then X-Men, because with Galactus is Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, which we know a Fantastic Four movie is coming.
Yeah, it's just
An
a
X-Men.
it's a
Third
building
time's the
block.
charm,
right?
baby.
And like I'm telling you, after Multiverse of Madness, they're gonna do a new. We're re-announcing Phase 4, and then they can say blah 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 blah. Because there's still a lot
Okay,
of movies they
okay.
need to fill in the blanks with, right? Like Blade was teased at the end of Eternals, but what does that mean? Like, where is he in this? Is he coming? Like,
He's killing vamps, suckers, or
right?
whatever.
But like,
Yeah,
we haven't even been told about vampires in this universe technically yet.
Well, that's
we
how
know
we're
is.
getting it in an end credit. So just swallow it.
yeah, but his voice,
That's
right?
that's what they want.
Do you think they got him to call into Skype and just read that over? Because it was just his voice.
Yeah,
like they don't.
probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't think he has to come. He's like in full costume.
Yeah, they like we need.
a private
We just
jet.
want to see it. Or they're like Kit Harington needs you in full costume. He says that's what he needs in order to like act off of it.
All right.
I can't. This is my process.
I need complete silence while I get into character.
Yeah.
Anyways, final thoughts on anything, gentlemen? Anything else you want to touch on before we
No.
kick into the business at hand?
Just don't give us another Superman or Batman movie, Warner Brothers. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, we're
Just
good. We're good.
Like,
We
the
can
other stuff.
take a minute.
Like, that's why
yeah.
I love Peacemaker. The
Yes.
other stuff.
Yes.
Listen to what Peacemaker does for you, Warner Brothers. It says we want new characters.
And if you do with those, let's do stuff we haven't like. Let's go Injustice. Like let's go storylines we haven't seen with these characters before,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
think
yeah.
of, right? Like,
Agreed.
I approve of this
Yeah.
message.
You make good animated movies, just do it
Yeah, man.
live.
literally,
We're doing it live.
if they let their animated team just take over a little bit with the creative decisions, it'd be way different.
Agreed.
All right, so let's kick into matters at hand here. Jimmy, that means it's time for what is it? Those 2 words. The debate. The Magnum.
The Magnum.
I'd love for this to be sponsored by Magnum condoms because that would mean that you would need a big one to do this.
I prefer Blue Chews myself. On that.
The Magnum Blue Chews.
The chewable version of Viagra is like the guy just like let's just get to it. Like I don't want to wait.
Be chewable.
Yeah, like can't you wait 30 minutes? Like whatever.
How do I chew with my butt?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening
my
and
penis
you know of somebody out there who shut up, who would love to sponsor this portion of the show where we talk about penises, this would be a perfect time to email therealdebaters@gmail.com and say, hey, listen, my friend has a business or we have a business and we would love to sponsor your show. More details to follow should you send that email. And if
Michael, can I just comment on Jimmy? He had a question about how he would put the chewables in his butt.
Oh, we can.
So
Yeah,
Jimmy,
yeah.
you have to grind it into a powder and do like Wolf of Wall Street and use a straw and blow it into your butt. So you need a partner, unless you have one of those really curvy straws.
I thought.
But you get them to blow it into your butt. It's a 2-step process.
You've given me a lot to think about.
See, I thought.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for.
I thought your penis had to chew it.
I kind of want to see if there's anything on the market for the long straw and make that.
Oh my God.
Like I don't think anybody's made that, so that you don't need a partner.
What
you can
drugs up your butt?
Yeah,
with the Michael Petrow long straw.
Yeah, no, seriously, you need a partner. There's no shame now.
Is it paper?
I don't know. I want
Because
to.
that could be controversial.
Unless it's reusable.
I need to trademark it and patent it first, and then we can have this conversation.
All
openly.
right, fair
but
enough.
Instead of having that one, let's have this one. So,
Strengthening my wrist, guys. Look at this.
remember what I said to everybody about that sponsoring part of the show? I lied. It's all penises. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week's debate.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Goldstein, give me a fat beat to beat my buddy's ass.
I know what kind of guy you were. I never would have agreed to work with you.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite? What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch you. Would you repeat it?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
As Jimmy mentioned, came out of the ether in a conversation. We were just like, what should we do now? And because it is, like, we're recording this during award season, as previously mentioned, it does make sense to touch on what's so busy right now at the SAG and the Golden Globes and the People's Choice and the yesteryear of the good Oscars and MTV Movie Awards we were talking about.
The Leonard Maltin Award.
The
Maltese.
The Maltese. The Siskel and Ebert Lifetime Achievement Award. Whatever. The awards that films get.
Lee Carvalho's Putt-Putt Challenge Award.
That's great.
Exactly. However you choose to celebrate your film, there are awards that are handed out every year. And over the last few years, there's been a lot of controversies and not
Since the dawn of time.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah. I'm just saying over the last year, people have finally been like, we should maybe put some people of color at the Oscars instead of the white people who pick the white films for the white voters. So good on that. That's good, because if you're not watching other places of film, you're not learning about other people if you're not traveling there, right? Like it's a cheap and easy way to learn about somebody else's culture by watching their cinema, their diaspora.
It's called the International Film Award.
Yeah, it is.
That's
yeah,
right.
That's all they have in the Oscars.
right.
Yeah.
They have one
Damn it.
for that, and you're just like,
Though it's
Best
the
foreign-
equivalent of
yeah.
them being like, so we did it.
yeah, we touched on it.
We gave them a shout out, so it's fine.
But you're saying
Like,
that one award encompasses the whole globe? Like, why wouldn't you do Spanish? Why wouldn't you do European? Like they have their awards there.
because America.
Because America. Yeah, exactly. Peacemaker's in charge of making these.
Also, then they could have a big deal when they're like, "Hey, look how many Mexicans we nominated this year."
Yeah, it's just
Right?
it's
Like-
box checking.
Right.
And then
Right.
the really crappy thing was that, well, not the crappy thing, but then some of these award panels came out with like, okay, if you do this, this, and this, then you'll get nominated, and they would do like the most minimum version of it, just to and you're like, no, the point is to do this. Like, don't say you did it. Do it. Have them front and center.
The Oscars is the equivalent of when a white guy's like, I'm not racist. I know a black guy. Or like, I have a black friend.
100%.
Right? Like the Oscars has one black movie.
I work with
and
a
they're
black
like,
guy.
we're not racist. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
We have a black guy on the catering crew. We're not racist. Right?
Yeah, like, right. It's the equivalent of that. Like, right? And then
so shitty.
You making a big deal saying you're not racist because you are racist.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah. It's,
right?
It's because.
Like,
because of the wonderful things you don't.
Because I don't just go up to strangers and be like, hey, I'm not racist because, hey, I know a black guy. People just be like, yeah, what? You're racist.
You just
This is a Wendy's.
So anyways, we decided that we would just make our own this episode.
Yeah.
So and it's for movies that don't get enough attention, for maybe departments that don't get enough attention, for things unknown. Like, it's just, what would you want to know? Like, you've got a film festival that celebrates films that are submitted to it, but if you could make a whole entire award show. Oh, what's that vibrating in the back? Whose phone is that? Oh, it's my phone. So what?
That felt
Michael has smoked a lot of weed.
So yeah, mark that. So in that regard, we've decided that we had to have a location for these, I think.
Yeah.
We had to have presenters, a host, just basically like a little carbon copy version, but centered on what you wanted. So I'm gonna pull out first.
I read none of the rules.
Of course, no, that's fine.
I heard awards and I was like,
I'm gonna. So I chose the stunties is what I'm calling them, and this went over well in the chat group because it's the one position that has so much heavy lifting that you don't realize that these people are there just as much as the actor is, and it is slowly started to be recognized over time that this is a position and articles are being written about it and whatnot, but there really is no awards category for it in most award shows. So I decided let's make a whole fucking weekend because that makes the most sense, right? I did start with an evening and then I was like, yeah, I got too much shit.
Let's make it a weekend.
Let's make it a weekend. So the Stunties celebrating the bruised and broken in Hollywood, a full weekend affair. Friday is like a little meet and greet cocktail party. Stunt performers will be serving. They will be serving all the guests, but like very performance art based. Halfway through the cocktail party, they'll just start throwing each other over tables, breaking bottles, right? Like this will be a very immersive event to see what they do, how they do, and who they are. So that's your first evening, right? Anything that really can be done. So table breaking, rolls, crashes, being bottles broken over the back of the head, thrown through a wall per se, and then they just come back and they're like, I did this in blank movie, right? And then you're like, oh, cool. Off you go. Saturday is the gala dinner, 5-course meal, cocktail bar, wine bar, and stunt bar, where you get to take a picture with your favorite performer in whatever choice garb you want to put on. So if you want to hang out with the guy who did Deadpool, then you get to dress like Deadpool and get a picture taken with your favorite stunt performer. The servers are the actors. So the servers are the people who have stunt performers do work for them. So they're subservient, right? We're bringing them down off their pedestal for an evening, and they will walk around and serve. And then when they're whatever table they're covering at, whatever stunt performer's there, if they've worked with them, like if The Rock's is there, for example, he'll be able to be like, well, when he did Jumanji for me, and then it puts these guys up front and center. Then Sunday we have the awards. So the host is going to be multiple hosts. Anyone who is still around from the early days of stunt work. We're talking like Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, all the way up to professionals working today. So every time you have a category change, commercial break, or segment introduction, you're going to have the stunt performer doing that. So we're going to be celebrating the older ones, females, males, kids, anybody who's doing it, because for every actor, stunt kids,
there are stunt kids.
There are. There's young looking performers who play as kids if they're small enough.
It's like they just push children around.
What about the stunt cocks?
Did you get the wrong industry? Is yours? What's yours based on?
Tonight's Blue Chew.
Continue. Sorry.
So the opening act. You remember the old days when like the Oscars would have the big opening musical?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to have a big opening stunt off. I just want to have like shit blowing up from some of your favorite films, car chases, like obviously shrunken down. But the reason we're going to be able to do this is because the location of where this is happening is at Legacy Studios. So we're celebrating at Warner.
Where is Legacy? What state?
Well, no, not Legacy Studios. That's I'm talking about like MGM, Warner Brothers,
right?
TriStar. Like you would go to Sony. Sorry, Sony TriStar. You go to their lot
where they would blow the shit up.
Where they would originally blow this shit up. So
Cool.
the awards are taking place
Cool.
where they can happen. So you have this big, huge stunt off. So like it's paying tribute, right? So we're throwing back to what do we have here? So you'd have like the famous Buster Keaton scene where like
Question, Mike.
yes.
I like that. Did you get this idea from Universal Studios Waterworld ride?
I got it from being at Universal Studios, to tell you the truth, because I was like, why go anywhere else but where it happens?
Right.
So you have the Buster Keaton fall where like the wall falls and he stands like
Yeah.
right there. You've got something like that. Then you'll jump into say like a John Wick shootout.
Yeah.
Like, but it's the stunt performers doing the work. Like
Right.
Keanu's not going to be on with 8711.
Right.
You'll just have those guys doing the scenes, right? So then we open to the awards, right? So each award I've got Best Dangerous Fall, Best Fight Scene, Best Vehicle-Based Stunt Rollover, Best Stunt-Based Reality TV Show, Best Male-Female, Best Male-Female Team, Weapons Handler, Best Full Body Burn, and Best Over the Top What the Fuck Did You Really Do That?
I thought we said 3 to 5.
We did, but we didn't say you couldn't go further.
Oh, God.
I want to fucking win. So I will break through these are just the titles, but how it will be done is, for example, Best Vehicle-Based Stunt Rollover would have Vin Diesel and Joe Watts, his stunt double, come out and present for that category because they're from Fast and the Furious and, well, family. So
right.
And
then
probably
like,
Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, that like whatever they've done together, but they are there, but they're only there to show what work the stunt performer has done.
Right.
Vin Diesel's going to shut the fuck up. They just come out together and you get to see the likeness and all of that stuff. Or like, for example, Best Full Body Burn, Rolly Lamb did all of the Game of Thrones work. So we would have him and Syrian Hines, who played Mance Rayda.
Mm-hmm.
They would come out together and do the Best Full Body Burn presentation. So you've got the categories are presented by the stunt workers and the people who've helped make those scenes happen. Each category will have the actor with the scene just come out with their stunt double, as I mentioned. This is by design, more subservient nature. We just want them there to create the story. We don't want to give these guys, they get recognition 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the actor tonight. As mentioned, we will have it at different Legacy Studios. Honorary mentions, we'll have the Hell Needham Award. Because Hell Needham is Brad Pitt's character in real life outside of, so that's for the biggest contribution to the stunt world. And then as well, we'll have the Jackie Chan Drunken Master Award for Stunt of the Year. That is my evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm open to criticism.
Can I go first?
Jimmy, you can go first.
Okay.
I saw you at the edge of your seat there.
Start the ass kissing with you.
First thing, Michael. It's all about the stunt. It's all about the stunt artist, but you're making them work the whole night? Actually, not even a whole night, a whole weekend. They now have to cater and serve this event. Not only that, they have to do the stunts that they do at work, at the award show.
I just wanted a show for me, guys. Like I didn't think I'm a fucking slave driver.
It's very cruel. Very, very cruel.
The union's going to have a fit.
Not going to be impressed. I know I said first thing, but I don't have a second thing right now.
That's good for me. I'll take that.
All right.
Oh, he's brewing.
We'll see if I can take it.
We'll give him a second thing.
It might come
Miles, do you want to interject and while Jimmy's brewing?
Yeah, I again, I gotta say, like, first thing, I love the recognition for stunt performers in general. Like, I definitely agree.
This whole episode is BJ Verreau, Kristen Sawatsky, and the Skeen family from Manitoba. This whole thing is dedicated to them.
But you're making them work,
right? Like we've had BJ and Kristen
now
on.
Get to work.
Yeah, now get to work. BJ, dance for my dollar. No.
But I mean, I think they're definitely, like, we've been saying this forever. Like, there needs to be way more recognition for that. So I totally love that, and I love that you definitely are making sure that everybody is recognized.
It's
and
the first one.
whatnot.
We can pull back the next year's. This is just the inception year.
So I think the Oscars is way too long. Yours just sounds like a nightmare. So as cool as it is, I don't know if I can commit a fucking weekend. And I don't know if they'll really like performing the whole weekend. I think it would be funnier to have the actors try and do what they did and see them hurt themselves.
See, that also did cross my mind, but I cut it. I was like, okay, so you think
Insurance.
Yeah, right. Well, like having Leo do a scene, right?
Play with that flamethrower again.
But yeah, Leo, do what what's his face did for you in, or did he do his own work in Wolf of Wall Street? Did he do the Quaalude scene?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Like
You wouldn't need a stunt.
Well, hey, listen, you break
But
your wrist.
regardless, like yeah,
You're
like
out.
I love your headset. I love the recognition for
Thank
it.
you.
I love
Thank you.
I think a whole night, and I love the idea that like the actors don't walk the red carpet and are even
Nope.
servants.
They're
I
just
think
there
that's great.
they're just there to be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you're that guy's dude,
Right.
That's all. It's.
But it'd be funnier if even like The Rock goes to the table with his stuntmen, and the stuntman's like, "Don't look at me, Rock," and he can't even look at him in the eyes, like shit that they pull.
yeah, no,
right,
don't
no
talk
eye
to me.
contact, right?
Don't talk
like
to me.
yeah. But
All
no,
right.
I think I just
So
you know.
length is an issue for you.
Oh,
Would you like some
God.
Gatorade so that you stay
God.
hydrated?
I
Like
mean,
what?
even if you paid for my stay, I don't know.
At least you're honest. All right, Martin.
It's hard. I think everything. I say, like I said, I like the idea that there is a award for stunt people, because I do think they should be recognized in that sense in their own light.
I trapped all over.
But the criticisms I had, they've already been said. Jimmy had it that you're making them work the entire time. Like this is their night off. This is their night off to put on a nice suit, have a nice dinner with their spouses or their family, and then get recognized. No one wants to work during that. Like that's the one thing I just don't like. But also the weekend is too long. I think you could just, there's a lot you could lose without and just do straight awards. I think one thing that I did miss from this one was I wanted, if you were going to go down that 3-weekend rabbit hole, maybe just go over the top then. Just sell us over the top and just go more outstanding.
Well, there was room for interactive stunting where like you could do the Spider-Man flip. Right?
You're gonna get
with
sued.
with the rope, like the 5 basic stunts that are done on set, like the quick throw and the pull through the room, like those you could get trapped in the wire and get
If
it
you're
done to you.
sitting in one of the blue seats, it'll explode at some point.
Yeah, like would you
Airbag underneath.
like I had guys, like I mean, for best reality television, I had Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville presenting.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right?
for your
like,
hosts,
you know what?
Jackass would
Yeah,
have been
like
some
I
great
cut that out.
hosts.
I'll tell you who I had for each position. Now it's not worth anything.
You
This
had
is
so
it,
you had
included in Mike's
You're talking
argument?
about
Yeah,
your
no, you're right. Martin's right.
Just
This is
kidding,
not.
I'm just kidding.
This is not.
You're talking about like individual presenters.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I had Best Dangerous Fall was Tyrese Gibson and JT Holmes, which this is everybody's stunt
Yeah.
performer. This is the Chicago Willis Tower sky jump
Okay.
where they
yeah.
wingsuit off.
Yeah.
That's considered one of
Transformers?
the Transformers. You
Yeah,
got it.
that
Yep.
was wild.
Yep. Then the best fight scene would be Jackie Chan with the JC Stunt Team, which was originally a Hong Kong-based stunt team, but is now a globally recognized union.
Oh, nice.
Where you can apply to be part of the JC Stunt Team, and
Yeah.
you have your resume with them, and they find you for shows and whatnot. Best vehicle was Vin Diesel and Joe Watts. Best stunt-based reality, Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O. Best male and female, so I had Zoe Bell and Uma Thurman for
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Zoe Bell's Tarantino's darling stunt woman. And then I had
Stunt feet.
And he had her in Death Proof, right? Like
He had her.
actually
Yeah,
played-
she's done.
She
Yeah,
actually
she's
played
done
a
a ton of
character.
stuff.
I heard that, Jimmy.
Stunt feet.
Ugh.
For best male and female stunt team, I had 8711's Chad Stahelski and David Leitch. Those are the guys who do work for Keanu.
Yeah.
For John Wick.
Yeah.
And they're like the directors
They
and
direct-
heads.
yeah.
Like, I think Stahelski's Deadpool's now. Like
Yeah.
he's doing the Deadpool one.
Yeah.
And then I had Charlize Theron there as well too, because they also did Atomic Blonde, so they were
Oh, yeah.
presenting.
Liked it.
And then I had the Association of Women Drivers, which is Dee Bryant, Angela Marilyn, Olivia Summers, who drive for Bridesmaids and 9/11.
Oh, okay.
So they were
okay.
Kristen Wiig and
Yeah.
Angela Bassett stunt people for those shows,
Oh shit.
because they were the first women to put together a union for women drivers, because
Wow.
it was all male drivers.
Right.
Weapons handler, I had Mick Gould, who's former SAS, who did the with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. based on Heat. Thank you. He's the guy who did the whole shootout scene, which is recognized cinematically as the most accurate shootout scene in the.
Still till this day, I think. Right.
He teaches them how to suppress and move.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they even say when Val Kilmer is the way he is even reloading and everything, it's exactly how
the tuck under the arm and then the flesh of your hand.
It's exactly how you're supposed to do it, which is wild.
And then best over the top. Best over the top, what the fuck was, and this is for Mark, this was Tom Cruise. Because whatever somebody does that year for a stunt, he's just like, how much more will it cost for me to do it better?
Right.
Like, okay, everybody's done this.
Right.
I'm going to hang outside of a plane.
Right.
So Tom Cruise just gets it every time.
Right.
You don't include that in voting for me because I know you're going to vote for me. But
one thing that I thought you could have had. So one thing that I was looking for, and I think it was a missed opportunity, was when you said you know how the Oscars has an opening number scene.
Yeah.
I thought you should have stuck with the musical aspect and then did something that was very heavily stunt related, like do a musical of that. Like, so you do a musical of the Crazy 88 versus Uma Thurman, but a musical.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been funny. That would have been great for stunt people. I think the stunt crowd would have appreciated it too.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Where they get their craft.
Yeah, and you don't have to have stunt people doing anything. It's just people who are trained dancers.
No, Martin, I'm a slave driver. I want the best performance for my dollar. Dance monkey. All right. Anyways, that's it. Mark it. Move it on.
Bam.
Sweet.
Marked.
Awesome. Jimmy, I believe you were second on this hot list of.
Okay. All right. Well, for this one, it will come as no surprise that I have chosen the Screamy Awards. This is the
really.
Now, it's not so much a horror movies award show. It's as much as it is a horror award show. This
awards.
This is so it's like the 331st Screamy Award show. So it's been happening for a little while.
Pre-cinema.
The host of the evening, I needed somebody very charismatic, so I chose Nosferatu. He'll be your host for the evening. Seen in such things as his documentary and one little SpongeBob episode.
Let's documentary.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This will take place at the abandoned Silver Dome in Detroit, Michigan. The announcers are just your classic horror villains who, for some reason, exist. The award giver, who else but Igor, I think. Yeah, he'll be handing out the awards. The Screamies. The Screamy itself is just it's like the replica headless dove that Ozzy Osbourne bit into.
I didn't even think of what my award looked like. Fuck, that's good. That's good.
That's great.
Okay.
The opening theme to the night will just be the Halloween theme song. I think that's what everybody steps up to, and that's what they start playing softly when it's time to get off the stage.
Yeah,
not the Addams Family.
Oh, that's not the Halloween song?
No, that's the
I
Addams.
know.
Think murder.
Think murdery. The awards for this evening, we have Biggest Spurt, which
needs to be defined.
It can be blood, but it's not subject to.
Oh, interesting. You're leaving that open. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Well, everybody.
Everybody spurts.
Everybody spurts.
Everybody spurts.
Sometimes. Then there's of course, best you thought he was dead, but he's actually not dead. Best requel.
Nice.
We've got goriest kill and most male nudity.
Oh,
which is rare in
Great
a horror movie. Actually, isn't most.
Sometimes horror movies will give you best or a lot of man ass.
If Kevin Bacon's in it, you're getting some.
You're getting
dump.
man
That's true. Yeah, you are. Did we get man ass in Tremors?
Oh, you betcha.
Did we get some? Did we get some
Oh,
back?
you bet we
Hang
did.
on, guys.
You got some tight jeans. You got some tight jeans, but no bare ass.
Guys.
Director's
Did we
cut.
get some back bacon?
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Some back bacon. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll mark
Okay,
it.
thank you. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna write next to that. That's a big point. For
Right
me
on the
it.
screen.
Right
John
on the screen.
Madden style. Just circle that shit.
Right here is where
Sorry.
I got the funny. Sorry, Jimmy.
So, well, no, it's just for your consideration.
Oh.
Consider me for biggest spurt.
Fuck.
Well, huh?
And that's my debate this week.
Do you have specific?
Stop the ass
I know you
kissing
said you would
with
have
you.
some horror
Just
classics. but-
think Michael Myers, think Freddy.
'Kay.
Think the heavy hitters that have already won this award hundreds of times.
Right.
They're there now to give the new to walk the
They're
new.
like, yeah, exactly. They're doing like the interviews in the audience because they're the fun guys. They're the Eugene Levies that everybody
Yeah,
knows
they're the
about.
Billy
always-
Crystals of
Exactly.
this award.
Martin, have you always thought Freddy Krueger should do commentary?
He does social commentary.
I'm not against it.
You imagine him handing a microphone to your face?
Well,
I would like him to branch out. He can't be slaying kids in their dreams forever. So maybe this is a way to branch out to hosting duties.
It's nice to take a night off.
I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
who's first?
Too much
on
of something is not a good thing.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Everything in moderation.
And they
even moderation.
They usually don't see themselves as the bad guys sometimes, so this is their chance to really show that.
It's like that Cobra Kai thing all over again.
I'm not.
That's right.
I'm not just this guy who kills your kids in their dreams.
You're right.
I'm
right.
more than that.
There's more.
There's more. Okay. I'll go first. I love what era you're going from. There was 2 eras I thought you should go from. The new era is it's lost its way. It's interesting to see how horror is being developed, but there's either the original horror, like your Nosferatu, right? Your black and white horrors, your
Yeah.
Frankensteins. Totally.
He's-
yeah, right? Like
He's horror's Jimmy Fallon.
Oh my God, that's
Rock.
great.
James Corbin?
Oh, that's so much worse.
No, I think Jimmy Fallon's better.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't hit the mark the first time, Michael. You never when you hit the mark, you never another one. You just leave it. You end on a high note.
No, I'm a fat kid. I want more. That's why I have thirds. But you lost me. Like Igor, Nosferatu. Who else do we have?
All of them.
Oh, okay, all of them. Okay, yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's their night. You're gonna
Pretty
see
much
the
all
heavy
the
hitters.
people in the Monster Mash song.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like
I should
more
have used that.
gags. I want it like best spurt. Like if you had said the best spurt, will
Not
have,
a gag.
No,
These are real awards, Michael.
no. But I
That was
want.
the serious part of his argument.
No.
It's been 300 years. Do you think Biggest Spurt just started this year?
It's a new take on an old idea.
Oh my God.
No, what I'm saying is that if you'd said when the award is presented that somebody gets stabbed and then they get to see a big a little. I want some I want
Confetti and
yeah,
glitter.
confetti and gore, right? So if a best head chopping scene, like I love what you're celebrating, I love what you're doing, but giving it to me as if it was part of a film, right? Make me a film inside your
It's
award
good that you
show.
made it fake. Because I was thinking, if he wants real people to get stabbed, I'm like, that's human trafficking. I don't know if we can do that.
That's hostile. And I mean, if it's best hostile like torture porn is
What if
an
I said
award,
the Human Centipede's a presenter?
Oh my God, that's great.
what end are we?
We
presenting
flew them
from?
in.
We flew. They each need. We're putting the team back together, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting the band back together.
And it's long.
Can you imagine assemble the team moment at this award show? Like
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
them in.
You know how they have an envelope in the Oscars that tells you who wins? So
Yeah.
the guy presents at the front and then the envelope comes out the back and that's how you know who wins.
Oh
That's
wow!
great.
Wow,
That's great.
Jimmy, I'm winning your debate for you.
Look, I'm happy about it.
No, I love the tradition. I love how you've been doing it for 333 years. It should have been 666, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, it's not good.
Every year is the 600.
Okay, you know what I mean. But I'm just nitpicking at this point because I love you. But it's great. Just show me, right? Don't tell me, show me.
Show me the gory.
Gore, blood splatter coming into the audience.
my God.
Right?
Gore Vidal.
Yeah, give me tragic, give me
Give me a Gawar concert.
Oh my God. Yeah. Everything's gonna open up at some point and just shoot you with something.
I'm done with my time. Martin, you want to go next?
No, yeah, that's. I think you encapsulated what I was looking for too. A little bit more of the over the top. It's a horror thing. How do you not put a little bit more of an over the top serious? But if you want it to be serious, Jimmy,
It's
that's
a very
that's cool too.
serious
I mean,
event.
It's artistic, motherfucker.
No, but I liked the fact that because it's you're the horror guy, so I like that you focused in on what you know and you know a lot about this topic, and it showed with this debate. So good stuff.
Thank you, Martin.
Charles.
Yeah. Again, I love the recognition for the horror community. It's hell yeah, man. There should be horror
It gets
awards.
none. Like it really get none.
And what's crazy is that horror movies are like they have been a constant since they've started.
They're
like they don't go anywhere.
They're
right?
low budget. They make good money if
like-
they've got a good premise.
And every studio has their horror releases. Like
We have our horror
every
department.
studio
Everybody
has
does
it,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So the idea, I think definitely, again, it's another industry that should be recognized. And I love the depth of awards that there is. And there's endless amounts for sure. Definitely some gigs. Like I would have loved the idea of like, can Freddy and Jason present together? Are they allowed to sit beside each other?
Did you see the Vegas weigh-in they did? when
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason came out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Yeah, like,
That's awesome.
That's some of the
The
my
reach
favorite
on
marketing
Freddy is
ever.
definitely going to be a winning counterpart in this
They
fight
really
tonight,
did.
Jim.
Oh, dude, when you went to their website, you had to pick which one, and then it would do that. It'd be like height, reach, whatnot, and then it would show the other character.
Special
You'd see it.
skills.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Haunting you in your dreams.
there's so much to play around with. Like right away, I thought of Bruce Campbell just would be an amazing host, right?
You're
like
right.
Like
Yeah.
there's so
Didn't
many,
even think of that.
so many things, and the fact that
the
I
Sam
love that
Raimi
you're-
Award.
Yeah, right. Like I just love that you're celebrating all horror. Like I think again, it was great. But yeah, I would have wanted more gags and just like, yeah, a lot of references, a lot of like who can sit with each other, who can't,
You're
kind
right.
of thing.
And when they are sitting together, like is Ghostface like on the phone with somebody and then Drew falls and screams?
Yeah.
Like are we gagging? Because that's like you can't gag with stunts. But
Or
you
is
can
it like
gag-
multiverse madness? Like you
Yeah.
have every Jason.
Yeah.
They have a Jason section. You have like
an
a
Alien versus Predator, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, every type of
You know,
xenomorph is there.
They're actually really good friends.
Right?
it's all for
Right.
show. It's all for
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it.
I think so.
That's it. All right.
Can we take a pause? I have to pee.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
So
we'll be
we're
right back.
marking.
We're gonna liquid up and
Liquid up.
I'm actually gonna
yeah.
Liquid down.
Yeah.
Liquid down, liquid up. So see you in a second.
Liquid.
I'm actually gonna
No.
go cry about the debate. They didn't like it. No, we loved it.
All right, we are back from dehydrating and rehydrating because you want to know that. And I think it is now Martin's turn to show us what an award show should look like. Martin, what say you?
I have no idea what an award show should look like. I'm just-
Oh, okay. You didn't figure out the problem when you were doing this?
I didn't read the rules again. I just saw an award show and I was like, I'm just gonna do what I want. So
Good for you.
there's one. I guess let's just say there's one group in movies that don't get the recognition they deserve. And I'm gonna say it is the bad guys. They never get the recognition. It's always the good guys who get the parades. You never get any awards for the bad guys. So I'm doing an all award show based on villains, calling it the Villies.
I love how we stopped with a Y at the end of all of them.
Hosted by
It's going
Millie
to be
Vanilli.
based on the island. It's taking place on the island of Dr. Moreau, just because they don't do extradition to any countries there.
That's true.
That's where we're
great.
doing it. It's going to be a show for villains by villains. So it's going to be completely, we're going to save on labor because villains have henchmen.
That's true.
So they're going to use all their henchmen to do all the, the waiter stuff and, all that stuff and all the technical stuff. They're going to do it. They're going to be in charge of that. One cool thing my host is going to be Mark Hamill's Joker, the cartoon Joker.
Nice.
Just because I wanted to do the Joker, but like everyone else was too serious and too scary, and I think he's the most playful out of all the Jokers.
The less sociopathic.
And what else? So you know how there's usually where they have presenters?
Yeah.
So the presenters are gonna be like fellow villains talking about it, but you know how they have the Oscar girls who bring out like the awards?
Yeah, yeah.
So the person who will bring out the awards are the protagonists to each of the movies, the person who is going to win it. So for example, if it was Batman, it would be the Joker bringing it out, or Batman bringing it out for the Joker if he wins. Stuff like that.
That's great.
I like that.
That's
That's
great.
smart.
And he's, like, hesitant to do it, too.
If Jason's going to win it, it's going to be like some sort of summer camp counselor, teenage girl counselor. I don't know. One of those things that he stabs people. Like they're usually the ones who win. Also, too, so I'm gonna go some awards that I wanted. Actually, I want to go over the musical number at the very beginning because the Oscars always have like some sort of big musical number. So the musical number will be kind of like more of a slapstick thing, but making all the protagonists look dumb. But they're gonna be singing about how cool the villains are. So you'll have like Batman there. You'll have let's see what other villains. You'll
Jafar.
have some guys in cop uniforms because the police always hate villains.
Yeah.
You'll have
Scar.
goody two shoes politicians, priests. Jesus will probably be making an appearance on that thing.
The
He's like-
EPA
he
guy
doesn't
from
like villains.
Ghostbusters.
I love Jesus. Yeah, cops.
I love it.
It's too many things. Like I don't know. I want to be specific because you'll have like John McClane. He'll be a hero. I mean, one of those guys. You'll have the Space Marines. from
Hans
Aliens.
Gruber. He'll be
You'll
there.
have Dutch. From Predator.
Oh, that's great.
And then the
You'll have
Predator.
John Connor maybe make an appearance because Skynet's going to be there. So
What is Sky? Is Skynet controlling the whole show?
They're
Skynet's
running
doing
all the
live
lighting.
stream from across the world. So Skynet's in charge of all the technical departments.
Yeah. You just see Terminators running the lights.
Some of my awards. So we're gonna have what's called the Body Count Award, which is who killed the most people that year. Villain, like they're gonna do that. So but the award is not gonna be all one. It's gonna be each award is gonna be customized. So this award is gonna look like the Thanos Gauntlet.
Oh, cool.
Let's see here. We'll have the Best Dressed Award. So because all the villains have style, so we're gonna who's the best dressed villain of the year, and it's gonna be like a small bust of what's his name, Patrick Bateman.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Those are drastically different.
And then we're
awards.
also because a lot of things too that happen now in TV, the popularity of anti-heroes. So we're gonna have the anti-hero. It's gonna be called the Heisenberg Award, and it's just gonna be the fedora with the glasses that he wears, that
That's
Walter
great.
White wears.
That's great.
What else here? Oh, and you know how award shows have that in memoriam? So we're gonna have that, but we're gonna call it the Hans Gruber Remembrance because he has the best death out of all. So we're gonna that's the segment where we just remember all the villains that they lost that year.
Do they all have to fall?
I don't know if I have anything else. That's basically my debate for the week.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go first?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. All right. I love your protagonist bit.
Oh, sorry. I had one more. Can I do one more?
Yep.
So best layer, it's gonna be because villains have cool layers. So the best layer award is gonna go to a villain. So they're gonna have that the award is gonna look like Jabba's palace. That's what it's gonna look like.
Dope.
Nice.
Dope.
Very nice.
That's it. That's all I had.
Jabba is actually a very good
Stop
layer.
the ass kissing with you.
It's a great layer. You got a rancor pit.
Is he good? Are we talking about is he good in bed?
No,
Yeah,
he
is it-
just physically can't get up.
Oh,
Yeah.
He lays well.
slugs.
Yeah, he
slugs
does
do
lay
that.
very good.
Okay. So like, the protagonist thing I think is great. I think that because it's like they're groveling, right? They're the person who they've been trying to trap for so long,
Yeah.
or kill, or stop, or whatever. Now is giving them an award for being the thing that they can't.
And I feel
stop
like
them at.
every time they go to hand it, there's that like 10 seconds of just being like, "You motherfucker." And
Yeah, that
then they
awkward
hand it
moment
over.
at a weigh-in,
Yeah.
right? When like
Yeah.
two boxers weigh in,
Or
and
like
then,
Batman's holding it and Joker goes to grab it, but he's still holding it. He's
Yeah.
like, Let
Yeah.
it go, right?
Or like
Yeah.
when Han Solo has to give it to Darth Vader, and
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. So, well, who put him in the carbonite? It was Vader, but then Boba Fett got to take him. But so it
there's
would-
beef that goes with a long ways.
Oh yeah, everybody has issues in that scene. But then when you landed with the 13-year-old girl from the camp for Jason, I was just like, someone's gonna protest this. No, I'm kidding.
I said teenage, so that could be 18, 19.
Yeah, you went to 13, bro.
Yeah, you
I
did
said
that.
13. I didn't say 13.
No,
No,
Michael. I'm
Michael
talking
did that.
Michael.
I said teenage.
Yeah, you did.
Did I go to 13 all on my own?
Yeah, you were like teenager 13.
Yeah, that's not what I was
Gross.
going for.
Well, you just assume kids are in their early. I was the camp counselor. They were in their early teens.
For sure.
Whatever. Okay, fine. Scrap that from the record.
That was all you, Mike. Can you mark that, Charles? Mark that as an M.
Bam.
We're gonna need to edit
It's
that
marked.
I just hung the show. What else was there? The big musical act. I like that. I thought that would be a lot of fun too.
How about the extradition?
The Island of Dr. Moreau is awesome because it's Dr. Moreau, but like he didn't have like Jurassic Park level paddocks. Like they roamed free. I just have a feeling you have an insurance problem where one of his like half fox total horse.
Oh, there's no insurance. They're villains.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah,
You're talking about rules and insurance.
Yeah,
villains?
that's true. Yeah,
Who's gonna insure villains?
Lex
And
Luthor.
you know what?
It's all paid off by Lex Luthor.
That's true.
Yeah.
dark money from Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex
It's
Corp takes care.
crypto from Lex Luthor.
You know what? Michael's right. Dr. Moreau, not even a bad guy.
Misunderstood.
Just misunderstood.
Yeah, like he was just splicing DNA, man.
Can
like,
there
he
be
was
a
just-
misunderstood award?
He was trying to
Most
advance this-
misunderstood.
yeah, most misunderstood villain. Seriously,
And whoever
that-
wins just goes, microphone. Yeah.
I just wanted to put Brando there one more time. That's all.
before he ate himself into a slow death. Rest in peace.
He's the head of catering.
He's the yeah. No, Moreau is just my only thing where it's just like there's a sense like I feel if you want to celebrate these guys, there's just a sense of calamity waiting to happen in the background with all the weird animals that feel imprisoned because they were done scientific horrible wrongs.
Oh, they're all dead. Moreau ate them all.
Oh, good to know. Now I got
It was
that.
just an island, and by this time, Moreau's already dead. So I mean, it's just the island of Dr. Moreau. I never said.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's on the island.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
Oh, it's just for ambiance. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Then I have
That's
nothing
the
wrong.
island for ambiance. And there's no did I mention there's no extradition?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Jimmy, what do you have?
Okay. Well, I like the way you went with it. You know, you didn't read the rules, and that's cool.
It's a
It
page
always
out of your book.
happens. It is. It's a good move. I like the way you went with it. I think you're gonna have possibly an uprising from the henchmen once they realize how many more of them there are than the villains. Also, I think you're going to have an issue in just like what kind of villains you have there. Like there's people who straight up murder because there's an award for that, but then are like Harry and Marv there. Because they're not gonna is Dr. Eggman there? Like
Everyone gets an invite.
Wow.
But it's up to them if they want to come or not. If they don't feel
Like,
safe or
it sounds like
threatened,
a
then I
really
don't think they would
dark
come. But
event.
everyone's invited. Everyone who's a villain is invited.
We
Like, you
don't
went from-
discriminate at
So
the villies.
is like the murder award, does that come before or after best dressed?
That would actually be the Dress to Kill award.
'Cause I just
Dress the Kill Award.
I'm just saying you have dramatically different tones.
The Murder Award is definitely the last one. That's the body
yeah,
count award.
Murder
That's
of the year.
The thought after thing. So
I can't wait to edit this.
Does Murder of the Year come before or after the In Memoriam?
that's the in memoriams first, so you know how many. Like,
Yeah,
just in
we
case you're
play the
like, oh,
memoriam
that guy
as
got
people are
this one. All right.
seating.
Yeah, actually they only have a memoriam once everybody's seated because then they pick two people and kill them.
Yeah.
It actually takes place. It's like the engraving of the Stanley
Right.
Cup.
Yeah.
It's done just right
Right.
before the end of the night.
That's the ceremony.
We don't know. We haven't found a winner yet.
yeah.
The votes stop right before, So I mean, like, if someone's behind by 10 points, take a couple henchmen out.
Is this like a 50-50 where it stops in the third period, or do you have right until the end of the evening to
There's
cast
a
your...
big counter.
Oh, okay.
Back when the Murder Award, that all the votes are in. That's it. All the
Everybody's
tallies
just
are
looking
counted,
at
that's
each
it.
other, waiting to kill each other.
Yes.
Looking around. Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, Charles, what do you?
You gotta let bad guys be bad guys.
Who are you to control them?
I loved it. It's great. I mean, again, villains deserve recognition, right? And I mean, there's not enough villains out there that
Murder's
are really
gonna murder.
Yeah, right. Like, I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. Again, a couple concerns I had, similar to Jimmy's, is just seating could be a fucking nightmare. Just because
This is the wedding of
even
all
though
nightmare
they
weddings.
all
to seats.
have related, like they are all villains in common. There's degrees to it. So yeah, like Harry and Marv might not be great sitting next to like
The
Jason
Penguin.
or Thanos. Like who's gonna sit by there? Like that's
Or Jeremy Renner as Jeffrey
specific.
Dahmer.
The Renner. There's just a Renner section.
Does he get like a different menu?
But no, like it's interesting, and like I that could be a little bit of a nightmare with that. And same thing with the protagonist. Like I would love if just Batman's like, no, Like he just won't give the award to
No, I can't. I can't.
Why
No.
am I even here?
How many years is this? Is 444th year of this award show?
No, and otherwise, yeah, it would be entertaining as hell, though. That's for sure.
It would be like the Vegas spread on who's going to die in that room. Like just to be able to bet on that alone. Fuck NFL Sunday, man. Like, put every villain from every movie. Like, and like when
afterwards, Mike, it just turns into a big battle royale island. So whoever,
that's right.
Everybody gets a backpack, and it's
the
like
ultimate showdown.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator, your tribute. Let's go.
yeah, right.
Oh man.
But like, you are mixing like when you just say bad guy, you're giving like every movie that ever had an antagonist,
or like a movie with a bad dad.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think of like when South Park did Imagination Land,
right?
And like the nightmare version was just every bad guy you could think of. Like, was there like
that?
The Hamburglar was even in there? I think because
that's
he's technically a bad
like,
guy.
Where do you stop?
You don't stop.
No,
This is
it
why
doesn't.
If you're gonna go all in, you gotta go all out.
All right. So mark it.
Bam.
And Charles.
Yes.
The ball is in your court.
Okay.
You can end this on a high note. We haven't hit it yet.
So going with just the theme of how we like to name our shows.
Does yours end in an IES?
Oh,
or
you
a
betcha it does. So being the nerd that I am, I wanted to celebrate that. So my award show is The Nerdies. And the little twist on mine is we actually like to celebrate the best and the worst of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of like how the Razzies is a thing. And I do think that when something is so bad, it should be shamed, because maybe if it's shamed enough, they won't repeat it. Like, because, you're going to win a worst award, and it's not really an award you want to win, but maybe if you are forced to take it, you won't want to make that mistake again.
A win is a win is a win.
That's right.
So we have a worst section and a best section, and we try to match them as much as possible. Like, there's a worst TV show of the year, best TV show of the year. We do have, like, worst scene of the year, best scene of the year.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a movie, you might be like, didn't like the movie, but there was that one sequence or that one scene.
Yeah.
That was great. Of course, we have best and worst movie of the year. We do best and worst visuals. We just added in best soundtrack. And then the way I like to do it is, because it's celebrating the nerdies, and I'm specifically we're not looking at the actors that played the characters, we're looking at the characters themselves. So
there's your spin, is you're celebrating in a world where it's not real.
Yeah, like,
in
so
a
like
world where,
like, so for best hero, right? Like, like, just to give you an idea here,
let the people know.
We got James Bond nominated, so you would have James Bond. So Daniel Craig would not be Daniel Craig, he would be James Bond. So that's kind of the idea too. So, like, for instance, our hosts are Peter 1, Peter 2, and Peter 3, so they're all co-hosting it together. They're all going to co-host together. So we're going to have Toby, we're going to have Andrew, we're going to have Tom, but they're going to be playing their versions of Spider-Man. So the Spider-Men will be hosting it. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have them do that.
I could see the billboards now.
Right? Like, right?
All pointing at your award. All
yeah,
pointing to
right.
the center,
And just pointing to each other.
Yeah.
Who's hosting this?
Who's
though?
hosting?
Right.
Which one?
What else? Oh, right. So because everyone is in their character, because everyone is their character, I should say, and whatnot.
Yep.
It's gonna actually, the location is gonna be, Superman's being really awesome. Fortress of Solitude. He's offering it up. So
seems cold.
We're gonna do it there. It's going to be all facilitated and whatnot to make sure that everyone's going to be able to enjoy it. I mean, Mr. Freeze is going to love it, but
probably too much.
So Fortress of Solitude, it'll be there, and it's big enough that there will be designated areas, because the villains have to be separated from the heroes. Because we do have a best villain and a worst villain. We do have a best hero. Worst hero.
How do you mean worst villain?
Disappointing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
much potential.
Like somebody that won it in previous years, like Jafar in the live action Aladdin. Horrible.
Right. Yeah.
Horrible. Very disappointed with that.
Jafar with rounded corners and a color palette.
Oh man, Jafar cartoon, he's won it many times.
Yeah.
Jafar live action, no. No. And then the Jafar, like, so that's what I mean.
No.
Is what's interesting
No.
is because the Jafars are there. Like, for instance, you could have cartoon Jafar and live action Jafar, and they might not get along. There's definitely right.
This is true. They do not exist on the same plane.
Right. So
You could have both of them having a identity crisis right in the middle of the award show, and then you've got to cut to commercial.
Oh yeah, right. So there you go. And opening number, no matter what it is, John Williams is always head of music.
It's true.
He's the musical director
John Williams
for all
is
of them.
the soundtrack of Hollywood.
Right. So he is the musical director for the whole ceremony and everything. We do also have a memorial as well. We call it the Nerd for Life. So we give them awards just for honorary, for giving their life to, anything nerd or, like being iconic and
Giving their life to
whatnot.
Mordor, giving their life
Right.
to Optimus
Right.
Prime or Megatron.
Like,
Giving-
or even
yeah.
if there's any kind of connection, like, like Dustin Diamond is on the list just
Okay.
because,
Giving
right?
your life
Screech,
to Screech.
Screech, right? So we're saying Screech / like Jessica Walter, so all like, Mallory, or not Mallory Archer, but like, Miss Archer, Gangy, all those amazing characters. Norm, right? Pigeon's now retired, right? So, but yeah, we try to. So what we do is we try to incorporate a little bit of everything we want to, celebrate the worst and the best, and just make it as enjoyable as possible. Boom. That's really it.
Stop the ass
A
kissing
list
with you.
of characters all in one room. I like that it's characters and not like we did. Jimmy and I. Actually, no, you guys did film. I'm the only one who celebrated real people, fuckers.
Yeah.
I give a shit about you, stunt people.
Edit that out. Can you mark that? Underhanded?
He still does give shits.
I give a few shits. Martin, you go first.
Well, my one thing, once again, is I know you said you're going to separate the villains and the hero. You can't. It's going to be impossible to do that. They're going to find a way. They're going to start shit. You know it's going to happen.
That's the cornerstone of
I
their
think
character.
for all
Sure.
of our seating is a nightmare.
Yes.
It's going to happen regardless.
It happens at any award
Except for
show.
Mike's. Mike is the only one where seating
Yeah,
is not going to be an
nobody's-
issue, but I don't know if he's going to have seats because they're broken because people are going to
No, well, okay, yeah. At the we replace what gets broken at the cocktail party, but
Yeah.
none
Including
of my
bones?
Yeah, well, here's a coupon for next year's tickets.
Coupon.
But you also what ends up happening is you don't need seats because all of the people who would be sitting are part of the show. No, they don't. It's like a
I don't know what you're
Christopher.
talking about.
It's like a Christopher. It's like a Christopher Nolan set. Nobody's allowed to sit, so all of my stunt performers will be performing,
Oh my God.
and nobody will be allowed to sit because
This extra time is not helping you.
Another thing, Charles, is I wanted to see something about a musical number. I know you said it's going to be scored by John Williams, but I wanted to see like, well, what is the nerd? Give me an example. Like, too late now, but like, I wanted an example of what the Nerdy's musical number would look like.
Yeah,
I think that's something you could have explored with more.
for sure.
But I love the fact that because I'm a nerd, so I love the fact that it's happening, and I'd love to see this type of award show.
Love it.
Can we use that word? Is nerd a derogatory statement?
What word?
Nerd.
No, we can
I
use
think
that word.
nerd is a term of empowerment, to be honest. Like,
Have
I
you
think
told
when
your
we were
parents?
growing up, nerd fucking sucked, but I don't think it does anymore.
Have you guys
Nice.
told your parents?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My parents
come out,
just
yeah.
finally
Yeah.
accepted me being a
Wow.
nerd because
Yeah.
they're like, we think there might be money in that.
Yeah, you might be spending lots of money
Can
trying.
your parents
to,
talk to my parents?
Yeah.
You want to go next, Jimmy? You want me to go next?
You be doctor.
I'll go next.
Okay.
I am having a lot of trouble finding gripes with this one, finding qualms. I mean, you just covered it, man, and I love everybody in their character. I think that's excellent. I mean, shit, you kind of just nailed it. This is an award show.
Yay.
This is it. I love the worst. I love the best.
Right?
I think there could be a lot of humility in accepting a worst award. I don't know. I'd rather get the worst award than a participation award, I think.
Thank you. Right?
Same thing.
Yeah, no, I would rather somebody be like, "You're the worst podcast I've ever listened to." Okay, good, because
We're something.
right? But I don't want to be something just for the sake of
And
being
you
something.
won it.
Yeah,
Like you won
yeah,
it too.
That's what I like too.
There
Like
were
where
others.
Yeah, there were. Like there's nominations. There's full category nominations.
I
So-
couldn't do the worst. Like Jimmy, I don't think Jimmy could do the worst because the worst is the coolest in horror. Like the worst thing you can do to somebody is
right.
the coolest thing you can do, right?
Right.
And I couldn't do the worst because the worst thing you can do to a stunt performer is, well, pun aside, like, well, joke aside, kill them, right? Like you can't do
Right.
the worst stunt
Right.
unless like you count the fact that you saw the cable in the shot.
Yeah. Right.
They-
right.
Bad
Right.
CGI, right? But like
Right.
essentially you can, like the worst villain, well, that is redundant. So like you're the only one who actually looks at the best and the worst, which is what I like because it brings both sides to the equation instead of just like a narrative, right? The best of everything.
Right.
Let's not
Right.
ignore it's so but yeah, I wanted more Billy Crystal musical number. I feel that out of like, because we were so specific, like stunts are serious and horror is dark and villains are murderers, where you had like you could bring from both sides and like have them be nerdy, have the cool, like have James Bond come out as a gamer, right?
Yeah.
And like nerd it up in that way, so
Yeah.
that what nerds love about these characters, they emulate in us in like a musical number to be like, we're just like we're just you know, like some sort of or like follow the yellow brick road kind of thing, like old Hollywood. That's my only like give me more. Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg leading the charge, and
Yeah.
right, you know what I mean? The old
Oh, yeah.
days, and then breaking a fucking song and dance. All right.
Sweet.
You guys love Billy Crystal, huh?
Yeah, man. It was the
He
one
made
who
the Oscars fun, man.
Yeah.
He made it enjoyable.
that was, and like you just knew, you were like, it was an evening with Billy Crystal celebrating film. And then when they started picking new people, you're like, what's wrong with Billy? What did Billy do? Like, the guy's never done a damn thing. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know Billy. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, that would be that's where we stop, and we
Collaborate and listen.
We're back with a brand new invention. It's called the Cone of Silence, where we're gonna go vote and hang out with each other and figure out who's gonna win. What award show understood the assignment the best?
Yeah.
So if you have to pee, probably one of us does again too. Take a minute, and
I don't.
we'll be. I have a bladder.
I peed all my pee
We'll
out.
be right back after this lovely little jingle.
I peed out all my pee.
My pee.
I peed out all my pee.
I pee.
I peed out.
We're back from the non-existent Cone of Silence, which is where we do all our serious deliberating, and we've come up with an answer for you, ladies and gentlemen. So
Silence of the cones.
Silence of the Cones.
Oh no.
Thank you for making that cooler this week, Martin. I don't know how we ended up in this cone. If you can come up with another place for us to metaphorically go,
No, I
ladies
like
and
it.
gentlemen.
I think you should say it's silence of the cones.
Okay.
You got to put your mouth on the microphone and really just get
Silence
it.
of the Cones.
Silence of the Cone.
There you go.
That's the bass. Anyway, so yeah.
10% more sexy, Michael.
Yeah, I need it.
Only 10?
Still doesn't cover the 70% lack of hair, but I will let Charles go first so he doesn't have position. Charles, who do you think understood the assignment the best this week? The Villies, the Stunties, or the Screamies?
Thank you.
Okay. All fantastic. They were all great.
Quit your pandering.
I will give it. You know what, Michael? I'm giving it to you.
Oh my God! I got
like
one.
the Stunties.
Oh, you didn't win yet, asshole.
I got one. Hey, when I get one, when I hit the board, my pants get a little tighter. So yeah, I've stripped the board, and
Martin should have one up there.
yeah. Well, actually,
Didn't we? We've had a couple debates already this year.
but we had one. Yeah,
Just
no.
one this year.
Yeah, but it. Yeah, it has.
I should
yeah,
have one.
Yeah, no, you do have one. You're right. You're right.
I won the last one.
You're right. We'll talk about
When was the hockey debate, Michael?
that. Is why I'm trying to say it was you, and I just didn't.
I
want.
have
Yeah, it's
one.
Jimmy has one, and Martin has one. Martin has the one. Martin has the one from Christmas, and you have the one from First Out this year. So
No, I have the first one of January.
That's true.
We did a show
we
before
did
that.
record
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
January.
that was the last one we did.
All right.
I'm trying to remember what.
And then
Yeah.
I won the one at Christmas as well.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Anyways, okay, so I'll go next. I wanna give this, as Martin would say, voting with my heart.
Yes, Mike.
What does your heart tell you? So I'm gonna vote with my heart. I gotta give it to Martin. I do.
Nice.
Like
It's a tough one, man.
What does he have on you?
It's just
And we are the two best friends that ever there were.
the two best friends that anyone could have. I really liked celebrating something that doesn't, like, by definition doesn't deserve to get celebrated, but is never celebrated. So it would be fun to see. So yeah, I like that. If I can't vote for mine because mine's the most important one, because mine celebrates actual people, motherfuckers. So yes, Martin gets my vote. So one for Martin, one for Michael. Jimmy.
I voted for Charles.
Oh wow! So
Ooh.
I
This
just
is
like it.
interesting.
You. What do the kids say? You understood the assignment.
Yay.
this is interesting because
Yay.
it says the potential to be a 4-way tie, which would piss off Martin. Because Martin is now the hammer in curling, so to speak. He's the end rounder here, so he has to give it to one of us, which is kind of interesting in that regard. So Martin, who are you crowning, buddy?
Will he vote with integrity?
I gotta give it to Jimmy.
Yeah.
We got fucking 4-way tie.
I love you know what you got me with? You got me with the spurt line. That was it.
Biggest
That won me this week, Jimmy.
Yeah.
One line won me this week. The spurt line.
Consider it.
Yeah.
And how serious you were about it.
It's an actual real thing that we're going to appreciate.
I love it.
Hey, Jimmy, that's called voting with integrity.
Pull your nose away from the microphone. Everything's coming in like you're in my head. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Jimmy.
Wait,
I know.
I thought we tied.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
saying.
outside.
Oh, all right.
So we all won.
Congratulations, Charles.
No,
Congratulations.
So we all won.
It's just
Well,
me.
yeah. We all
Congrats,
we all
Jimmy.
win, but we're just gonna
Tie
pretend,
goes
yeah.
to the Jimmy.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't established a
that, Jimmy.
tiebreaker yet, hey?
Well, we've had them before where we
If it's 1v1, it's a bit easier.
yeah, it is, because then we could do one more minute between the two.
Right.
Where I feel
Let's just do it like everyone gets a participation badge this week.
yeah, no,
right.
I agree.
That's right.
I'll make another board for stars.
You get to make an award, like we get to give each other's awards. So
Yeah.
somebody gets a nerdy, someone gets a villainy,
Somebody
right?
gets
a
stunty.
stunty.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
No, I like that. That's
Wow.
I
rising
got my-
tide raises all ships, right?
There's always that. I got my own award. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm just keeping mine and calling it a day.
I got a Grammy.
I think as we're recording this, the
Denver
Oscars.
Broncos.
I think the Oscars are the following weekend. I think like Super Bowl.
Okay, can we just make a comment about how funny the Golden Globes was? How they did it this year? They literally went, "Fuck it." We'll tweet it. Here's a tweet. They just live tweeted it.
Yeah, like,
it was an hour and a half. That was the smartest thing they did. The fact that they made it an hour and a half.
Just so like
pathetic.
they just should have been
It's
like,
pathetic.
you know what? We haven't figured our shit out yet. Like it, I get that everybody calling for your head and it sucks and you don't want to be persona non grata in the middle of all of this.
But
But
just don't do it.
But just don't say anything.
Yeah, like,
if
just
you
don't do it,
if
man.
you don't think that you've got a good idea, then it's
Then don't skip it. Who cares?
yeah. Nobody's
Right?
sitting here going, and then, but all they're thinking is we're gonna fade into infamy and not have.
But funny enough, did you see the winner list? It was like one of their most diverse winner
Yes.
lists ever in their history, but no one cares.
Well,
I don't think they do
Ricky
either.
Gervais chomped down his monologue, just chomped down everybody at the Golden Globes.
Oh,
5
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best monologue ever.
And
Yeah.
again, the one thing that I always held the Golden Globes over the Oscars was they at least, even if it was pathetic, they at least tried with a musical comedy award. Right? Like
Yeah.
the Oscars isn't even willing to open up their mind to something
And that's
like
super
that.
specific.
So, well, because they're basically like, there's not enough musicals, there is enough comedies, but I don't know what that was. So they just made it one. But at least
that's
tried.
how Ridley Scott won for The Martian.
Yeah, that's right. Which didn't make any sense.
Well,
right?
it went for comedy, and
Right.
it's actually a funny movie.
It is. It is.
I thought it won musical
But-
comedy.
No.
But what I'm saying is like
It's more of one and a ton of the other.
the day that the Oscars would say have even a new category is like they made a big deal about like, okay, this year we'll have 10 best pictures, and that was like a fucking huge deal, right? So
Because the Oscars are designed to be a money-making tool in your quest to sell your film, right?
Right.
Like, let's just call a spade is that you celebrate films in two ways: box office and awards, right? And the more awards means the more people on these panels thought your shit was good.
right.
Oscars having the biggest panel of them all, being the most prestigious. But it's like like the guys who want, and no offense to sommeliers, I'm going to be offensive, but no offense. Like
You're gonna be offensive to sommeliers.
Yeah.
Just sorry, not sorry. You're a club of people who nominate yourselves to be in your club.
Yeah.
And that's what all these panels are, is just like, oh, you're good enough to be a panelist and you get a vote. And it's like, but these people are giving them away to people to keep the vote a certain way.
Well, and I think too is like the again, it's the Oscars not acknowledging that the business has completely changed. Like back in the day, the awards meant something, because if say Titanic won 11 Oscars, re-release in the theaters as the best picture, the movie that won the 11 Oscars, you can go see it again. That's not effective anymore because of streaming.
Yeah.
Even last year, like the movie that did win best was that fucking, I can't even remember the name, Nomadland, I think it was called.
Nomadland.
Right. So when I saw it won best picture, I was like, cool. Wasn't in theaters, wasn't on any of my streaming services. I was like,
It's
well,
on Disney Plus.
I'll go. It is right
It is
now,
now.
but at first I was like, well, I'll just watch whatever else I have on my
and
list.
you know who directed
my
it,
list
right?
is huge. Right. Eternals lady.
So it's like, which is it? No, it is.
Yeah.
Chloe
Cash
Zhao.
a paycheck.
That's her name, Chloe. Yeah,
Chloe
right,
Zhao,
right.
yeah.
But
Chloe
I mean,
Zhao.
that's part of the reason why, like, again. But what I'm saying is that the business thing side has changed too. So the whole idea of, I agree with you, their mindset about awards, but that doesn't work the same way. Like Scream might not ever win an award, but it could still be one of the best grossing pictures of the year.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
agree.
any
So
sense.
I
right,
agree.
right. So your awards are useless to me.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's what I
That's
say to the
right.
Oscars. I'm like, your awards are kind of dumb
This
to me
means
because
nothing.
they don't acknowledge
you
like
mean nothing to me.
like how can the biggest grossing movie of the year, even if you're like, I don't agree with the filmmaking, not get any kind of acknowledgement? Like, remember the year that The Dark Knight got nominated? They just did that to get people to watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
There was no chance that movie was ever going to win. They just totally did it because they're like, everyone that watched that movie and like nerds, hopefully
Will
they'll
watch
watch
the
it this year.
Oscars, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we can call this the nerdies in 10 years.
Give me a budget.
Anyways,
$2.
Yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's another
Boom.
one done. Another one bites the dust.
Jimmy,
Uh-huh.
I'm growing a little bit of a facial hair here. Check it out. Do I look tougher?
I cannot see it.
Man, that's tough.
I know. Do I? Is that? Are you saying that's tough? My facial hair to go, or I look tough?
I
Probably
mean,
not look tough.
Whichever one you want to hear, that's what I said.
I was just gonna say, like, which one of those means more to you?
This is 3 weeks of not shaving.
Jeez, man. You know what though? From someone who has endless amounts of hair on their face, I'm really jealous of that, man.
I'm not as much.
I'm more just jealous because I fucking hate shaving. Like I hate it.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Well, I don't
that's
shave
all.
anymore. I just use the beard
The
trimmer.
beard trimmer, yeah.
I don't take it full down to the wood anymore. It's just too much work.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm together.
Do the curtains match the drapes?
Yes, they do actually.
What was it? What was one
Does
movie?
the carpet match my pubes?
Yeah, he goes, does the curtains match the pubes?
Yeah. What movie was that?
I think that was
I think
Forgetting
it's
Sarah
Paul Rudd,
Marshall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the redhead girl leaves and he's like, huh,
Yeah.
I wonder if the carpet matches the pubes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is
Call me Kunu.
What's it mean? It's check.
if this is your first time and you liked what you heard, stick around. There is a little blurb at the end on how to stay in touch with us and follow us and subscribe to everybody's thing if they're doing a thing. Charles Nerdgasm, you can subscribe to that through that as well.
And
there too.
the nerdies are actually in fact real.
The nerdies are the only real thing that came out of this episode. They've been
That's true.
going strong over in the.
The guys are
Nerdgasm
so
show.
nice. They made this whole episode up just so that I could mention the nerdies.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty much
thanks,
just a
guys.
huge promotional tool.
One big plug.
Promotion, and I'm the tool. That said, I've been stunting over here.
Oh God.
I don't know what that means.
Oh dear Lord.
Who have you been, Charles?
I'm stunting harder.
Jimmy, are you? How hard do you stunt?
I stunt pretty hard.
Martin?
I have trouble growing facial hair.
No stunting out in Vancouver.
He stunts hardest.
It's the hardest stunt of all.
Gross.
Growing facial hair is a hard stunt to learn. I need a stunt beard.
I'm so glad that tied together. Watch all the movies, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Everybody say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Stunting.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another Real Debaters production is in the can. Thank you so much for listening. If this is your first, second, third, fifth, 20th time, thank you so much. But thank you to the first timers, the ones here who pressed play for the first time and took a gamble on us. If you like what you heard today, the easiest thing to support the show is just to subscribe. Hit the like button, the follow button, whatever's in your podcast player. Make it so that we're always there every Wednesday for you, okay? That would be huge. If you want to stay in touch with us, if you want to follow us, there's a couple ways to do that. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. We're slowly migrating to YouTube by putting all of the things we've ever put on video onto that site. There's some surprises coming this year that happened a while ago, but I felt needed to be shared because they're part of the Debaterverse. So the YouTube page is coming. But if you want to follow us, it's at Real Debaters Pod on Twitter and Instagram. It's the Real Debaters Podcast on TikTok. All of the links, all of the one-click away things are in the show notes that you've just listened to. So if you want to follow us there, that would be great too, because then you get to stay in the know of all the things that we do and what we're going to try to do this year and what we've done in the past, so on and so forth. So that's how you stay in touch with us. If you want to contact us, it's therealdebaters@gmail.com. All the spelling for all these things is REEL to keep with the title of the show. So you can send an email to us there, request an episode, want to call out one of us for being a goofball. There's places to do that as well too. Like the Real Debaters website. You can email us, or you can go straight to the website, rate us on Podchaser. It's realdebaters.ca. And if you really, really liked what you heard and you want to support the show in some fashion that requires you spending money, well, we got a couple ways for you to do that as well too. You can buy our merch at the Prop Shop. It's a store through Threadless, and it's online, and you can order stuff. We've got tons of stuff. We've got our Mass Debater wear there. It's our signature, original, and only line. It's our logo on everything. So you can support us that way. Go to the merch tab in the show notes. Or if you just got $1 and you're like, hey, I want to give you $1 and donate it to your cause, there is a tab in the show notes as well too that says donate to the Debaterverse, I think. And if you click on that, it takes you to a donation page where you can donate like $1, $3, and $5, and you'll get something for your $1, $3, or $5. Any more than that's just ludicrous. Luda. So, that's just kind of what I wanted to tell you. That what I said at the end of the show. This is what you should listen to, because this is all about who we are, and now that we've gotten to where we are, we want to interact with you guys more. So these are the ways to do so. This is the way to stay in touch with us. Thank you to everybody again who's listened to the show. Again, you pressed play, you took a chance. That's cool. So without further ado, this is where I said I would talk more, so it's eggs on your face. No, I got nothing else for you. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week, and watch all them fucking movies. Bye-bye.